Exciting. Hello, folks. Welcome. This is, we're probably gonna do 5 minutes of BSing, maybe six if you're lucky, before we start episode 13 of Best Left Buried. Thank you so much for your patience and enjoy this while we discuss the Fast and Furious movies for a few minutes and get everyone's takes. This came about because I talked about watching the first Fast and Furious movie for the first time in my adult life, just a few months ago, and thinking that it must have been a parody of Fast and Furious, not the movie itself, because of how deliberately bad I thought it was.
Didn't you know that you have to shift a car into another gear every 5 seconds? Or less sometimes.
To punctuate what you're saying.
Exactly. It has to add drama. Like, I could drive a stick, and I can tell you I don't shift that often.
You're not doing it right.
Apparently not. I could get cast in Fast 11 if I started doing it.
Yeah,
So Tara, we know you're a fan of Fast and Furious and Final Fantasy, and they both have a bunch of numbered entities. I want to know for each number, one, is it Fast and Furious or Final Fantasy is better? And then go through the list.
1 through 3 would be Fast and Furious, 100%. 4 would probably be Final Fantasy.
Nice.
I've never played 5 fully, so I can't really comment on that one. 6 was really good, so I'd have to go back to Final Fantasy. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of Final Fantasy 7. Sorry. Nobody come after me.
What?
So that would go back to Fast and Furious.
I have no idea.
Final Fantasy 7 is renowned as the best Final Fantasy game of all times, which I do not agree with. That is 8. 8 is the best Final Fantasy game of all time. We recorded it on the internet at the same time. No, 8. Final Fantasy 8 is I love Final Fantasy 8. It is the pinnacle in my opinion. So it would go back to that. 9 would probably go back to Fast and Furious, and then 10 would be Final Fantasy.
Nice.
Although I haven't seen Fast 10, so
on the subject of shifting, are you not shifting often enough because you don't want to go fast, or because you're insufficiently furious? Which is it?
I think it's insufficiently furious.
Insufficiently furious, yeah. That's
I like
honestly,
to go fast,
if I were to describe one problem to you, honestly, it would be insufficient furiosity.
Have you been noticing a theme, Jason? When you're watching the Fast and Furious, is there a common theme that keeps coming up that you've been noticing?
No, so again, I've only watched the one. I'm hoping to watch the others. Well, hoping maybe isn't the right word. I'm planning to, the way I watched all the Highlanders. By the way, if you get a chance to watch Highlanders 2 through 5, I think 5 might have been the one where it gets okay again. But there's a series of Highlander movies in the middle where they also seem like parodies of the Highlander movies because of how bad they are.
I've only seen the one.
Yeah, so there's an original Highlander movie, and there's the Highlander movie after they made the Highlander TV show, and then there's a bunch in between. I used to watch the Highlander TV show.
I've only seen the original movie, and it was amazing.
I don't remember. I guess I can't remember if it was good or not because of how bad all the intervening movies were. So I believe you, but my perspective is now wasted.
I don't think I've seen any of the Highlander movies or TV show.
I think with these movies, you have to watch them with the context in mind. You can't watch them with a modern context. You have to watch them within the context of when they were made, because they seem cheesy now, but when you were
back in the day.
Yeah, they were amazing. That's kind of why I haven't watched the Fast and the Furious recently, because I feel like I would feel like you, Jason, but when I watched them when they first came out, I was like, whoa, these are so cool. Good. Yeah.
It's just the drama. We live for drama.
That's true.
But it's not a special effects thing. It was genuine, terrible writing, right? Just hugely
the family
bad.
Is everything, Jason.
Oh God. And I believe that underlying message, right? I just didn't believe they were a family, was my issue.
That's fair.
Speaking of families and disappointment and heartbreak, are y'all ready for another episode of Best Left Buried?
Absolutely.
Great. All right. Well, let's kick off. So first off, hello, internet people. I am Jason. I am your game master, and I'm going to be, adjudicating this session, and I'm the one that came up with all the horrible stuff that our players are dealing with. If you like it and you want to see more, you can see us here every Saturday from 1 to 4 Central Time. And now I'm going to allow our awesome cast to introduce themselves, starting on my left.
That's me. I'm Taya. I'm playing Elspeth Pike, level 5 Artificer Half Elf. And I'm here today to tell you to come join our Discord. It's a lot of fun. We absolutely love to hear from you between our episodes. We love to interact with everyone who wants to do it with us. So please, we'll drop a link here in just a second. Not only do you get to experience some things that go on behind or between the scenes with our characters, including letters that have been written to family members, journal entries. We have our level ups in there to get a little better peek about what happens as we level up. And then we also have exclusive character art at times that drops in there. In the next few weeks, we're going to be doing some emojis that I have in the works. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks, you'll be able to see those over there. So hop on over and we'd love to have you.
That is super exciting. Hello, I am Paula. I play Kit. She is a level 5 street thief rogue, and I'm here to tell you about our social media. So we have a TikTok, we have a Twitter, and we have an Instagram, and all of those are @Heroes Die Show. And our TikTok is where you can see lots of fun little clips of us doing silly things on the show. And we have a couple of new ones up on there. And our Twitter is run by Josh, and it is where you can find all of the updates about our schedule, announcements, memes, jokes, improv tips, because Josh is really good with that kind of stuff. So there's all kinds of fun things on our Twitter, so go check that out. It's @Heroes Die Show, and we would love to see you there. Thanks.
Yes, and I'm Josh, and I'll be playing Zagran Beltune, the half-drow, half-orc Hexblade Warlock. And I want to tell you about our Patreon. We always appreciate any kind of support. We have a lot of really cool ideas for things we want to do, and unfortunately, they cost money. So if you want to enable us to do super cool things and see these ideas come to life, one of the best ways to do that is to join us over on Patreon. But we don't expect something for nothing, so we always make sure every month you'll get access to cool things. We have game systems on there, modules, 5e stuff. We have solo RPG. I recently saw what we're going to have coming out next month, and I don't want to give too much away, but it's looking awesome. So if you're interested in stuff that you can bring to your table and want to bring cooler stuff to our table, go to Patreon. We also have awesome merch, and you get a discount code for that with the Patreon. And where can they find that?
They can find it at Big Cartel. And I'm just telling you this. I'm Mike. I'll be playing Saleus. He's a dark elf monk. He punches a lot. He kicks a lot. He kicks a lot of ass. But if you want some fantastic things like mugs with the Heroes Die logo on it, if you want sweaters with the Heroes Die logo, if you want wizard hats, that's where to get it. Go get it at Big Cartel. I think the links are in our Discord as well, aren't they? Yes. That's it. Go there. Get it. Represent.
Awesome. Thank you, Mike. And thank you all of you. With that said, we also want to say thanks to you folks out there watching. It's like we're doing this for ourselves because it's fun to play D&D, obviously. But we're also doing it because we want to put on a show and we want to entertain people. So you being here is what kind of makes that work. Beyond that, we also want to thank, the million cool creators in our space that inspire me when it comes to DMing, that inspire or that give us the monsters and cool worlds and things that we get to visit as we play these games. And right, last but not least, we want to thank the folks at Tabletop Audio for making an incredible set of cool, spooky. Hopefully, you'll enjoy the spookiness of the music that we all get to enjoy, or I get to enjoy, and they get to experience, and you get to enjoy it too. Hopefully,
We enjoy it too.
There we go. Yeah, we all get to enjoy it. There we go. As we play the game. So that's that on that. And with all that said, we're going to go and leave you for an intro video. So we'll see you in a second when we come back.
Ah, old friend, you're here again. So glad you could stop by. Come, sit a while and let's begin. The tale of heroes die. In distant lands are stories made with villains most despised. A tale of magic, strength, and blade, of camaraderie and lies. It's one I know quite well, you see. Perhaps you'll find out why. The legends and the histories remember. Heroes die.
Use the
all
new
right,
video?
Folks, and we are back. We'll find out when it comes to break time. Yeah. So when last we left our heroes, we found them inside the home of Chalea the Oracle. Just to recap a little bit about what happened last time, there were some conversations that happened between our players, or between our characters, as Kit saw and was upset by a press gang that was going by in the street, rounding up some of the folks there in Eurosa. And there was some intense debate about whether or not the party should get involved with doing something about that, with folks kind of taking different sides. In the interim, they decided that no matter what, they should move out and go to Chalea's house and see about getting the information that they wanted for Danelle as part of the quest that they're on. And so they chose to head out that afternoon to Chalea's house, and they got there just kind of as the sun was getting ready to set. As they arrived, they ran into two large giants. Well, I guess giants, that's maybe redundant. Two giants. And they interacted with them, but they were unable to have any kind of conversation, as none of them had a shared language in common. And so they proceeded into the house, and as they did so, they found that there was something wrong with Chalea's house. Even though it was a small cottage from the outside, when they went inside, the dimensions changed. The physics of the place seemed to not behave, and in an absolute TARDIS-like moment, found that it was much bigger on the inside. And so now we find our heroes. They've spent most of last episode exploring this house and going through these hallways, and they found that there are a couple of hallways where you have hard stone with a thin ice surface on which you have to move across. And they've decided that particular bit of terrain is a little too awful to be willing to cross at the moment, at their current level of need to cross. So instead, they have gone upstairs to the second floor of Chalea's house. After exploring the basement, getting to a tunnel that they didn't wish to go through, they went back up to the main floor and then upstairs to the top level. This top level, they've seen that now the hallways are doing another strange thing, as each hallway seems to be terrible in its own unique way. In the upstairs, the hallways are stone with murals and mosaics built into them, all depicting strange scenes of some figure over regular folks, or imposed over regular folks as they go about things like battles or construction or worship. We left our heroes in the office of the house, where they'd come in, and the house itself was in bad shape. The office itself was in bad shape. It looks like it had been ransacked, things burned, and there were 6 bodies pinned to the wall with stakes. But still writhing and moaning and somewhat alive. And so we return to our heroes who are looking at these figures on the wall. One of them has looked up and made eye contact with Kit, and you see its eyes are bloodshot. And it makes eye contact with you and begins to just kind of get enervated, but in a really awful way. Like it seems like it's trying to pull itself towards you. As you look, you can see the figure has a pair of fangs, and it's trying to pull itself off the spikes that have it pinned to the wall.
Whoa, wait, what? It has fangs? Like, do they look like vampire fangs? Like,
that's it. Yep. And there's 6 of these things pinned to the wall. And as the one begins making more noise, you see the others start to perk up. For now, they are pinned to the wall.
With wooden stakes?
They are metal stakes. So they're spikes, almost like railroad ties, beaten through them at 3 points.
And do they all, as they wake up, are they all fixated on Kit, or is it just
no? They're
all
fixated on whoever they see. Yeah.
Oh, wait a second. Am I still invisible, or is my invisibility gone?
Oh, right. You're invisible. I guess they don't fixate on you. Sorry
well, I have a question though, because I think it's only for 1 hour. Is that true? Has it been an hour?
It hasn't. You're getting up on it. You're getting close to 45 minutes now inside the house. So it's
okay.
It's sunset time. In fact, as you look out the window, you can see the sun setting a little bit. You can see the sun beginning to set. Although notably, where Soleil's house was on a hill, and just north of her house, where the office was, behind it there was a big series of forest, or there was a lot of forest. As you look out the window, you don't see that forest. You instead see some stumps and some burned out land, but the forest is gone out that window. It looks like it has been burned very badly, or there's been a terrible fire.
Do these figures on the wall, do they look like, is there a relation between them all? Is there something they have in common with one another?
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, do they look like townsfolk or soldiers or a family, or?
Yeah, they don't look particularly similar. There's a number of different humanoids. There's a dwarf, there's a half elf, there's 3 humans and an elf.
But they all have fangs.
They all have fangs, and they are trying to pull themselves off these spikes that have been driven through them to get at you.
Oh no!
Do they think we should deal with these before they can get after us?
Do they seem like they're making progress?
A little. They're not getting out fast, but they're making some progress.
I'll just reach down and unholster Lights Out and kind of look at the group. All right. Just going to take a shot at one. The one that looks like it's the most furthest off of the stakes.
Yeah.
So they're somewhat incapacitated, right? They're somewhat incapacitated. So you can absolutely attack them and begin damaging. If you all want to like get into it and start killing these things before they get off the spikes.
Yes.
I'm gonna kill. I think we should focus one down and make sure nothing bad happens when it dies before we just kill them all.
That's a good plan. Which one?
Okay.
I'll shoot one.
Pick one at random. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
One at random.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're able to damage it, and I think. Give me just one sec.
Okay, so the outside of the house looks different than
the
it
terrain has
should.
changed. Yeah.
It looks like the same place, but like the forest has burned down. Is that accurate? Okay.
Yep. So you're able to shoot it, and you shoot it, and feel free to go ahead and roll me like a critical hit damage with your pistol.
Don't use my pistol all that often, so I have to go figure out. It's a D10. Okay. So that is 16 points of piercing damage.
16 points of piercing damage. Yeah, so you shoot it, and it's damaged, but it's going to take some work. Like, it's going to take a determined effort for you to kill these things before they get off the spikes.
So Soleus is going to take out a crossbow bolt. He's going to snap the steel head off of it and load it up and shoot one point blank in the heart with just like the frayed wood end there. Try and put a piece of wood through this thing's heart. Or the next one, I guess.
I'll just keep unloading, just repeated firing.
Okay, if you want to get in there, Soleus, and stake this thing through the heart, you'll be able to, but you won't be able to do it before it gets a chance to claw at you.
Oh yeah, even with advantage and all that?
Yeah, so you'll be able to get in and shove a stake through this thing's heart, but it's going to claw at you in the process, and it makes.
I was going to shoot it in with my crossbow, like load it back in the crossbow and go ba-doink.
Oh, I see. So you're going to try and shoot it in the heart.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to guarantee that. You're going to have to, if you want to stake it, you could step up to him and stake him, right? Shooting the crossbow, you can't be sure you're going to do it. You're just going to do your normal, like that critical hit on those guys. So every hit that you get on these things while they're pinned in here is going to be a critical hit. But if you want to go in there and stake them, you may.
All right. Yeah, I'll risk it. I'll risk it for the biscuit.
Okay. You go in to stake them. And it is able, unfortunately, to get 2 claw attacks at you.
Really?
I'm just going to be firing over Soleus, but I
think I'm also attacking. I think, once Essie made the first attack, I would be attacking too.
Okay, does a 17 hit you, Soleus?
No, it does not.
All right. So it scratches at you, but you're able to block them both off, and you just stake this thing in the heart, and it stops moving.
Okay. Vampires.
It doesn't turn to ash or anything, does it?
Yeah.
I think it just paralyzes them.
I agree. It turns. We're gonna do it Buffy the Vampire style.
Yes.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer style. Yes. It turns to ash. Yeah, absolutely.
Wood through the
We'd
heart.
like to hear.
Yeah, I inform the others if they've never heard of vampires before. Wood through the heart.
Well, I don't have any wood, so if you want to keep going, she just like loads another round into her chamber and just keeps shooting.
No wooden bullets.
No, I haven't ever found the need for wooden bullets, but I'll put that on the agenda.
Okay, so I have a question. Are we going to try and do the stake these things in the heart while they're in there, or are we going to try and shoot them down from where they're at?
I don't have any wood, so I think I would just be firing, but that shouldn't keep anyone else from doing the...
We are in an office, right?
Yeah.
So
So there's like
chair or something we
chair
can break the
legs.
leg off of again
Absolutely.
in Buffy style.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay,
I'll do that
yeah.
then. And I'll try to find a piece of wood somewhere that's stake-like in shape, and I will help Soleus. So I would imagine that my first attack, I maybe wouldn't get clawed, or they would have disadvantage because I'm still invisible until I attack.
Sure. Yeah, we'll give them disadvantage. So every time you want to step up, I'm going to decide how many attacks on you they get, and then you're going to be able to murder them. Essie and Zagrin, I think if you're staying at a distance and just going to town on these things, you can get 3 vampires in the time it will take to get them before they were able to get off these spikes and get at you. So Kit and Solaeus, you each have to take out 1 each. 1 more each. So Solaeus, you have to do 1 more.
Each.
Yeah.
Sagrin is hanging out and just putting on like a laser show, shooting eldritch blasts from Lirimnor.
All right.
Stand back, my lord.
Kit,
I like how the two
one of them claws at you twice. Great, and misses both times. One of them claws at you, Solaeus, and misses. So you're able to dispatch these things while they're still trying to claw their way off the spikes. And it is a grisly, loud, and gruesome business. But you've killed these vampires.
Fulfilling my Buffy role-playing dreams. Thank you, Jason.
You're welcome.
And they all just turn to ash, like there's no bodies left.
Yeah, well, the normally like just killed through shooting them a whole bunch and lasering them or force blasting them, however we're gonna say it. They do stay alive for that, or they do stay like in existence, not alive.
I'm gonna walk up and like poke one with the end of my musket, just to make sure it doesn't come at me, and then I'm gonna take some time. My little lenses come down to magnify, and I'm just going to start looking at them, the fangs, and the stakes, just to see if I can find anything interesting.
It's railroad ties, or railroad spikes. Railroad spikes have been driven, that style of thing, like a big metal spike, has been driven through them and through the wall. A couple of them almost pulled themselves off, but they were having trouble getting over the lip of it that has kind of that like nail head thing.
Can I get a sense of how long ago this took place?
Yeah, give me an investigation check.
23 total.
Yeah, you get a sense from how dried up the blood is and how like fixed things are. It must have been months, if not years, that they've been stuck in this position.
These creatures have been here for years, possibly months at the very least.
Sagrin wants to look at the window and just kind of inspect the window, look out the window, see if that's an exit.
Yeah. So the window, as you're looking at it, so Kit saw this as she was trying to get out trying to come in through the windows. The window, the wood, like where it has a seam that would be used to allow the thing to open, and it has a latch. You can open the latch and try and push. The wood of the windows itself, so these 2 different window panes, are fused together. There is no gap at all here, and this window cannot open. You can try breaking out the glass.
Yeah, I think we've made a fair amount of noise with our attacks and such that I'm not too worried about sound at this point. Yeah, I'll attack it with Lirimnor. Just
so you try and break out the glass a little bit using Lirimnor, and the glass does not even take a scratch. You can damage the wood, like you'll note that the wood chips away and gets damaged, but the glass does not react in any way, shape, or form.
Seems it wants to keep us here.
This doesn't seem like no ordinary wooden home.
No.
Kit will step up to the window and just look out. Is that really what it looks like outside, or is there something? Is that an illusion?
As you look out, the ground, like you can see a little bit of the outside of the house. So there's the barn, but the barn is destroyed. It's been burned down. The woods are burned. As you look at the ground, you don't see anything living at all, right? Like you don't see living plants. You don't see animals moving around, right? Everything looks dead out this window.
Do you think it's an illusion?
It could be.
It very well could be. Can I do a proper inspection? Again, magnifying glasses come out, and I'm just gonna do, like, especially where the windows are fused together, I want to just check to see if there's any sort of, like, if there's any sort of latches, if there's any sort of residue, anything that I can really make out.
Please, yeah.
Essentially.
And while
Else
she's
the
doing that,
guarantee of excellence.
I want to like start looking around the office. Like I'm assuming there's like a desk or like
There is, yeah.
other things, just kind of investigating. If there's anything locked, I would obviously want to unlock it or attempt to.
And Celeste is going to pick up a bunch of papers and start reading them.
Great.
That's a 25 total for my investigation check.
Yeah, so the thing that's notable is the wood's old in here, right? And that then looking in using your magnifying glass and everything, getting into the seam, like the wood in the seam looks to be of the same age as the rest of the wood, as deteriorated and dried up with time. Not as in this is new wood or something new that's grown in there. But at the same time, and there is a latch, it is clear that this window is made to open. And in fact, as you look at the far side of the window sill, like there are marks from the window opening and closing. So this window has opened and closed before, right? And that the house shows signs that it does that, and it's clearly built to allow it. But you could not open it now. Well, as you have tried, right? It does not open. This is some sort of strange magical effect.
I could see if there's any magic going on here, but it would take me a couple minutes, around 10 minutes, to get all set up and try to figure that out.
I think it's safe enough to assume that magic has been utilized here, and considering the track record of us staying anywhere for more than a few moments, I'm not sure would be wise just to tell us something we're pretty safe to assume is already true.
I could just get a better sense of what type of magic is getting used up. But has there been any signs of, like, every time we've stayed in a room for longer than like a minute or two, something has started to happen that indicates we need to leave? Has there been anything like that in this room?
Well, there were the vampires that were trying to claw their way off these.
But nothing else
pegs.
now that we're settled down.
You
for
haven't
a second.
seen anything new.
Mm-hmm.
So, speaking of which, so Kit, you're investigating around in the desk. So the desk is tipped over and has been opened a fair bit. But roll me an investigation check to see if you can find anything else in there.
18.
18. On the bottom side of one of the drawers, you notice that there's a false bottom. And as you slide it open, there's a little hole for a key.
Oh, can I check
There is
it?
a key in it.
Oh,
There's a key in this little hole. I realized that I made that sound weird. There's
Can
a little hole
I-
in which there is a key.
check it to make sure that it's not trapped.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
It's not trapped. You're confident.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I'll open it with
Yeah.
the key.
So no, there's a little slot and there's a key in there.
Oh, okay. It's not. I got you.
Yeah.
I thought it was a lock with a key in it.
I
but
know.
it's
Yeah,
a-
my wording was bad. No, there's a little key inside of a little, like, so there's a little strip of wood under the desk, and as you pull it back, the key falls out.
Oh. Okay. Well, I will look around to see if there's anything that looks like the key might go into it.
Yeah.
Are you letting
absolutely.
any of us know?
Yeah, I'll hold it
What
up and I'll just say, I found the key in this false bottom of the drawer. So if you see a lock, then let me know.
Was there
yeah.
a keyhole in the door that we bumped into in the Bat Cave?
No, there was not. In
Okay.
fact, that was the notable thing, is there was absolutely no way to open it from the side that you
Okay.
were on.
I'll look around with you.
Okay, y'all search the room. Saleus, you look at these papers. It looks like it's a lot of a lot of kind of normal stuff, and there was a collection of books and things that got destroyed. However, you do see that among the papers piled up, there are a few scroll cases. There are a few scroll cases, and opening one, you see that there's some sort of scroll with arcane looking writing on it. And you have 3 of these inside the pile of things. There are 3 arcane looking scrolls.
Oh, Essie, do you think you would be able to identify these?
Hand them over. She'll reach a hand as she's like looking for a keyhole. She'll just kind of absentmindedly put her hand out to grab the.
Could be useful.
Yeah. She'll just take a glance at them right away to see if she can determine anything without like actually using magic on them. But I already kind of said she was helping look for the keyhole, so I'm not going to do anything too major at the moment.
Right. You can't identify them at a glance, but these are clearly arcane symbols on a scroll. So you're very confident that these are spell scrolls.
Yeah, I'll check these out further when we're in a spot that we might not get killed at any time. She'll just put them in her. She'll like put them in the bag, and then they just disappear into her bag.
Puts them in the bag, and they go.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's no dates on any of these papers.
There's not a lot left intact, but no, you don't see anything that's like dated pages in here.
Okay.
You do see some snippets. Looks like some of the books on the shelf got burned also. Like you see snippets from different writings and different writing styles. So there's no one hand in here on the papers.
I'm sensing a theme.
Kit, go ahead and roll me a perception with advantage to try and find anything, a place to look for.
I would have also tried to give you the Elspeth Pike guarantee of excellence.
Okay, that is a 21 plus, so 25.
All right, you are confident there is no hidden chest in here.
Darn. Okay.
Can everybody roll me a d6, however?
Uh-oh.
Yep.
I'll tuck the key away in my waistcoat pocket.
4.
3.
All right. Kit it is. Kit, you find yourself, as you're looking around, suddenly you're looking on something. You're looking on an entirely different scene. You see this large cave system. A number of, looking up, there's a number of stalactites hovering or clinging to the ceiling. And as you're listening, you can hear screaming and yelling and sounds of terror. As you glance over towards it, you see flying in this large cavern, there is a massive dragon. It has light blue scales along its belly and much darker, shinier blue scales along its side. And this thing is big. It flies up among the stalactites, knocks some down to the ground underneath, and then clings onto one, turns its head down towards you, and shoots out of its mouth a bolt of lightning, and you're back. You're back as the lightning is striking you.
I guess you'll just see Kit kind of just like stumble down with her arm up. Oh, I just had another vision.
What'd you see this time?
It was a huge dragon, and it was in a cave, and it looked at me, and it attacked.
What color? What color was the dragon?
You said it was blue, right? It's a blue dragon. Do you know what that is?
I just think that means it's got lightning essence, but I don't really know much more than that.
Did it look like the cave system that we were in? Like the cavern, I guess, where the bats were in? No. Okay.
No.
So not familiar.
It was much bigger. Yeah. This cave system must have been, a quarter mile across, or this cave must have been a quarter mile across.
Do you think these things that we're seeing, do you think it's just fears playing in our mind, or do you think this is an oracle's house? I don't think that we should necessarily discount the idea that she could be sending us visions from the shadows, I guess. I don't really know.
I don't think that vision was something from my own mind. I've never even seen a dragon before.
And I guess why would my dad be in your visions?
Well, if there's any truth to the visions we're seeing, they're not things that have come to pass already, which would mean they'd be visions of the future, consistent with an oracle. But it would mean that we can rest assured that we shall survive these encounters. After all, if we're present in the future, how would we die in this house?
That's using your brain, that's for sure.
Glass half full is what I always say.
That's a good thought, I suppose.
Not unless there were other people's visions.
That's also a possibility. How do we plan to get out of here?
There's still a few rooms we haven't checked.
Was
A
there
door
any
at the end of
other?
the hall.
Right, there was this door, and then there was another little entrance.
There's the one at the end of the hallway, because we went to the right.
Right is the
There was one
hallway.
at the end of the hallway, and there was the hallway branched off to the left as well, up ahead.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I guess we backtrack towards the hallway, looking for keyholes as we go.
I know there's a bedroom. I saw it with my own eyes. But who knows? This place could be playing tricks.
It certainly is playing tricks. Alright, should we go?
Yeah.
Let's.
She'll just take a moment to put a hand on Calamity's shoulder and say, "Calamity, you doing all right?"
Calamity cracks her neck. Looks at you, she's like, I'll be okay. The sooner we're out of here, the better.
When we were going down the staircase and you locked up for quite some time, what did you see?
Just the vision of a terrible future, and it's not worth talking about right now. We can talk about this when we're out of here.
All right, stay close. I'll lead the way down towards the hallway.
Okay, when last we left, y'all were kind of rushing through the hallway to the next door. Is that what we're doing again?
Probably.
I think if there's no immediate, we were rushing because things were happening quickly. If there's no immediate threat, I think I'd take a normal pace or try to go carefully until there's something that drives us forward quicker.
Okay.
Is the floor sinking here?
It's not. Yeah, so this is a normal solid floor.
Okay, well, if the floor is not sinking and the walls don't have arms, then I suppose we don't have to hurry. But we're being careful.
All right. Great. Absolutely. So you get into the hall, and again, there's more of these murals and things. You start to notice, Essie, do you want to take some time to look at some of these murals?
I would let people kind of pass me as I want to take a look at them. Her curiosity gets the better of her.
Great. Great. So as you do, you notice there's actually some writing under the murals. There's some writing under the murals. Roll me a history check. See if you can identify this writing, because it is not in a language that you immediately recognize.
Elspeth Pike, guarantee of excellence. Oh, that's so good. A natural 17 plus a 4 on my guidance dice. So 21 plus 7, I think. Yeah, so that's 28 total.
Yeah. So you can't read the writing, but you do recognize it. You do recognize it, and you can feel it's kind of rough, so you can feel it etched into the stone. The writing is a language that also hails back from the Age of Arcanum, and the writing itself, the language you recognize as Telcuri, a very long dead language, although your mother has some familiarity with it, and you've seen this writing before in dig sites. You could stop and take an etching if you wanted.
I'd love to. She's scrambled into her bag to find a piece of parchment. And...
Folks, are we waiting for her, or are we going?
Calamity's
gonna wait.
I just need a minute.
Yeah, if Kit sees her, she'll stop, and she's just keeping like a close eye out to make sure nothing is happening while Essie's doing this.
As she's doing it, Essie's just kind of rambling. She's like, "This is the Telcuri language from the Age of Arcanum. It's been dead for hundreds of years. This is an amazing discovery right here."
All right, hurry up.
Yep, of course. Yep.
So
Zachary will walk down the hall, and just like look further down the hall where it turns left or whatever. Not walking down, but walking up to the door and looking down the hall.
So you're looking down the hall. Celeste, are you going down with Zagrin?
Yeah.
So you're down the hall. Once again, like there's a couple wet patches on the wall, like just places where it's damp. And as you're looking down, Zagrin, it almost looks like there's a wet patch probably 5 feet away on the other side of the hall, and it almost seems to slide down the wall a little bit. Kit, looking behind you, it looks like there's a couple of wet patches right near where you are as well. There's a couple wet patches right near where you are as well, and you see one of them begin to move a little bit.
We should hurry, Miss Pike.
Essie.
The walls.
Yep.
And it begins to like a little thing starts to come out of the wet patch and move towards you. And I need everybody to roll some initiative.
Oh no! He got me. He's like, I'm gonna put these murals with a long dead language. I'm like, frick yeah, I'm gonna check them out. Got him. Listen, my wisdom is not high, okay?
Well, it's when you can take an etching, what are you going to do? Not take an etching? It's unreasonable.
Exactly. My mother would literally kill me if I didn't take this etching right now.
When are we going to be here again? Let's be honest.
100%.
Like, we're not coming back.
Exactly.
All right. So, folks, these things on the wall, these wet patches, they start to slide down the wall, and now you see these little puddles forming into the little gray blobs of ooze, and you find yourselves, there's 2 over by you, Pedestrian Calamity, and there's 3 over by you, Zagrin Slayus. One still 10 feet away, but 2 much closer.
Not ooze.
All right, so I've got a turn for Slayus. I've got Kit. I don't have Calamity, but I will in a second.
I rolled a 13.
Great.
How close are we to the door that we were aiming for, the one at the end of the hall?
So you're still closest to the office. You haven't left that corridor that branched off to the right from before.
Okay, even though I was with the Zagrin and we were...
Yeah, so you were at the intersection.
Okay.
Essie, what'd you get for your initiative?
13.
13. All right. So it's not just spooky, but it's fight time. Not fight music. It's terrible.
Blobs.
Come on, buddy.
Quick question for Essie. Do we have our temporary hit points still?
Yes.
Okay.
If you're within 10 feet of me, and that was... Oh, that's good. 11 points of...
If you are currently within 10 feet of me, or of you, or if you were at the time that you did it.
You know, that's a good question. Let me BRB while I figure that out.
All right.
I had 9 marked on my sheet still. That's why
same.
I asked.
So Zagrin, a puddle of ooze. There are 3 puddles of ooze within easy reach of you, and 10 feet back in the hall, you're probably 20 feet back in the hall, you have Essie, Kit, and Calamity. There's 1 ooze between you and them, and the 3 oozes like right around you.
It's
2 within...
only if...
Sorry.
I was going to say, it's only if you remain within 10 feet of me.
Okay. So I will remove those.
But I am still within 10 feet of you, so I
would
have
have
11.
I would have told people like the range and things kind of beforehand as well. So I'm assuming
the
Calamity.
Curiosity got us wandering.
So I will attack the. You said there's 3 close to be.
There's 3, so there's 2 within melee range, and there's 1 that's still about 10 feet off.
All right, I'll strike one of the ones in melee range as Green Flame erupts around Lirimnor, and I'm going to cast Green Flame Blade.
Okay. So what it is you're at the end of this hallway looking down to either side. You see this ooze has appeared on the ground, and now 1 either side of you at the end of the hallway.
Watch out, my lord. A mess.
23 to hit.
23 hits.
Okay, and it's going to be... So the one that I actually strike is going to take 13 plus 4. And then the flame's going to jump from that ooze to the ooze nearby, and they're going to take 8 fire damage.
Nice.
And
Okay,
that's my
so
action. Oh, go ahead.
sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So you swing at it, and as Lirimnor hits it, you can see Lirimnor smoking afterwards as the actual liquid of the ooze seems to be trying to eat away at it. But Lirimnor is made of far tougher stuff than the average weapon, and comes away unscathed. You can almost feel a sense of contempt from Lirimnor for this crappy acid. So it was how much fire damage?
The one that it jumped to takes 8.
Mm-hmm.
And the initial one took 13 bludgeoning plus 4 fire damage. 13 bludgeoning, 4 fire.
Yeah, you can see the fire's fairly ineffective against this puddle, as its overall whatever. It seems very resistant to fire. Doesn't burn well.
Lirimnor, angered by the tingling of the acid, is going to take a strike for my bonus action using Battle Mage.
Okay.
24 hits.
24 hits, yeah.
For another 10 bludgeoning, and that's to the same one that I initially hit.
Yeah, as you smash it a second time, it just loses all cohesion and drifts apart into just a little acidic puddle on the ground.
And that's my turn.
All right.
Level 5, baby.
Yep.
Calamity looks at these things and is very upset. And so she immediately turns. So there's one right by you. So she's gonna try stepping back. Try stepping back away from this thing to get a little bit of range. And as she does so, it lashes out at her. It lashes out at her, but oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I like the visual of just like this water blob, just like a tendril shooting out. I don't know. It's great. Love it.
Yeah. And but it misses her, and she's able to get out of the way. As she steps back, she pulls her hands up, and Infernus flings a little ball of fire at it. She flings a little ball of fire at it. You see the fire like sizzle as it lands into the creature, but the creature is still absolutely ready to go, and the fire seems to have limited effect. The ooze behind you, Zagrin, or to the side, the one that's right by you as well, Selaeus, it lashes out at Zagrin. It lashes out at Zagrin. That's a 20 to hit, Zagrin.
Hit.
Okay. You take 4 bludgeoning damage. You take 4 bludgeoning damage and 7 acid damage. Your armor, like as it splashes out against you, you can feel the acid from it corroding your clothing and armor. Your robe gets a burn through it, and your armor takes a permanent -1 to its AC.
What?
So your armor is now substantially damaged.
Sucks.
The other one begins crawling towards you. Like, so you see it sliding over the ground, and it lashes out at you as well. But you're able to deftly step aside, and it doesn't come anywhere near you.
Quick, does anyone have any milk?
All right, Kit, you're up. Essie, you're in the pipe, and Selaeus, you're following them.
Did Kit see? I'm guessing Kit. Can she see? Does she have a line of sight to Zagrin and Selaeus as they're being attacked?
Yeah, they're about 20 feet down.
Okay,
so you can see Zagrin react and smoldering after he's been hit.
So Kit's just gonna look back at Essie and say, "Essie, I hope you're finished." And she's going to. There's 2 next to me.
Yes,
Two
there's one on it.
blobs.
So there's one behind you, or to your a little bit behind you, between you and Calamity now, as Calamity's backed up. And there's one. So there's you, Essie, Blob, Calamity. To your left or forward, between you and Selaeus and Zagrin, is a Blob.
Okay, I will attack the one that's next to Calamity. I will throw the key dagger at it. I hope this doesn't do anything weird. That's a 18 to hit.
That hits.
And I get my sneak attack damage, right? Because it's within. Is it within 5 feet of?
Yes. Oh no, it's within 5 feet of Essie though. So yes.
Okay. Okay, that's super good. That's 13, 17, plus 5, so 22.
So your dagger cuts through it, and it loses all cohesion. As it flies back to your hand, it's smoldering, and your hand stings a little bit just from touching it.
Okay.
These things are very acidic.
So it did hurt it though, like that the piercing damage.
It's gone. Like,
it killed it.
The thing loses all cohesion, and is just a little acidic puddle on the ground.
Okay, great. I will stay where I am. That's my turn.
Great. Essie.
Okay, so there's just the one in front of me remaining.
So there's the one in front of Kit. So you still have it's 5 feet from Kit, right? So it's 15 feet from you.
Secondary question: did I finish sketching?
No. Not.
How long would it take for me to sketch the rest of this?
We'll have to keep it up.
I knew
It'll be at least another 30 seconds.
Oh, all right. I was actually thinking of just using my action to keep sketching, but
You could.
And it's very difficult to line it up again once you stop. So
I mean, you could.
Oh, you're really talking me into it.
Etchings are tricky.
No, she knows she has to put down this threat. Okay, so she'll just sight past. She'll bring up her musket, sight past Kit, and just go, "Don't you know it's rude to interrupt a lady while she's taking sketches?" I'm just gonna fire at it.
Is that like a known like etiquette rule?
In
It is.
in the
biz.
it totally
Shocked
is.
that you don't know this.
Absolutely. So that's a 15 plus a bajillion.
Yeah.
So
These things are very easy to hit. Like they don't make any move to duck out of the way.
That's a 15 points of piercing
15.
damage. And it is magical.
It is magical damage. Great.
Yeah.
So your bullet rips through it. And doesn't seem to come out the other side. Like it just gets eaten as part of the process. But it does take the damage.
That's mighty rude. That's it. That's the end of my turn. I don't really have a bonus action without my force ballista up.
So Laius, your go. So there's one in front of you, one behind you, and one that's coming for Zagrin. Just past them.
Okay. I think I'm going to activate my tattoos as a bonus action. Run over to Zagrin and strike at the one closest to me.
Okay.
Okay. With my shadowy quarterstaff. 12, 13, 14, 15. 17?
Okay, 17 to hit or 17
Yes.
damage?
17 to hit.
That hits, absolutely.
14 points of damage on the first hit.
Okay. So you're attacking the one that's on the far side of Zagrin or the one that's right by you?
The one that's right by me.
All right.
I'm going to get to Zagrin.
Okay, as your staff connects with it, so you
It's
do
not
14.
really my staff. It's the shadow tendril that's coming off of my staff.
You're attacking with the shadow tendril. All right, fair enough. The one that he burned last time. Okay,
Yes.
great. So the shadow tendril comes in and connects with the thing and leaves a big splashy acidic mess. So how much damage was that?
What did I say? It was like 14.
Okay.
I think it was, yeah. It was in the teens.
I was in the
Okay.
teens.
Yeah,
Is it-
it's damaged, but it's still up.
Okay, I hit it. I strike at it again.
Okay.
16 to hit?
Hits. Yeah.
Okay.
AC 8 for those of you that are curious.
5, 10.
Literally, it would have to be a natural 1 for me to miss.
Another 14
All right.
points of damage.
It's down, so it splashes out. You have one more acidic puddle.
Okay, is it dead?
Yes, it's done.
Okay. I am going to flurry of blows, 2 attacks on the one that's next to Zagrin. And again, I'm striking the air and the shadows ripples are coming out. I wouldn't dare touch these things, because they are stinking puddles of goo. 16.
That hits.
Sorry, my unarmed strikes are a little weaker. 9 points of damage.
Okay.
And that one definitely hits. 20, beyond 22.
And they're AC 8, so as long as they all are rolling ones, I'm pretty sure you hit.
Okay. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, that's 11.
11 damage. All right.
On the second strike.
All right. So your two blows come flying in and just spray acid against the back wall. You can see it actually deteriorating the brick as it brushes up against it. And there's little smoldering acid splats everywhere. But
nasty.
The little thing is still alive. Anything else?
Still alive?
Still alive.
No, that's it. I mean, I stand there trying to look cool.
You succeed.
The one between you and Soleus, it slides over towards you. No, it's between Soleus and Kit.
Okay.
It slides over towards you, Kit, and it reaches out in a tendril in an attempt to get you. But you're able to. You see it coming, and you duck, and the little thing lashes out.
Matrix style.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right, top of the round. Just for a quick understanding what happened. So last round, you notice these oozes kind of coming together around you and going after you as Essie was attempting to take her etchings on the wall. The Zagrin quickly dispatched one of them, but was hit by the one behind him, right, and burned pretty badly by that attack. Calamity was able to burn one, but again, the burning isn't seeming very effective, especially compared to your weapons. Kit was able to destroy one of the oozes with her very well done dagger attack, and Essie shot another one. And with that, we are back. There are two remaining oozes, one in front of Zagrin
I just so happened to do something really cool, by the way.
Nice. Oh, yeah, sorry. Soleus activated his shadow strikes and began lashing out at the oozes, destroying two of them? No, one of them and
mortally wounding.
We just automatically know Soleus does cool Soleus things. That's every round.
I just like to hear it every now and then.
It's just like, whatever, Soleus, we know you're cool. Okay.
I look for it. I look forward to it in the recap.
Okay, so
there's
Zagrin,
one nearby me and one at a distance.
Yeah, one behind Soleus, and it's actually moved over to Kit, so it's a solid 15 feet away from you.
Okay, I'm going to Eldritch Blast the one that's further from me. 28 and a 17 for my two beams, so one of those is going to be a crit.
Okay.
So that's 18 force damage to 18 force damage and
the 18 force damage to the one that's right in front of you?
No, the one that's further. So it's going to take 14 and 9 force damage.
Okay. Yeah, it's destroyed.
And then I'll bonus action attack the one that's in front of me with
Nice.
Miramnor. Another crit. So 12 plus 6, 18 bludgeoning damage.
Okay, great. Great. Cool. So then, yeah, they're destroyed, guys. You have beaten all these little oozes.
I immediately try to put my parchment up and continue to take my rubbings. Like, line it up perfectly. All right, just a second. You hold him off, guys. You're doing great.
It's gonna turn around and put her hand on her hip.
I don't even see it. I'm totally...
Zagrin's like poking through a hole in his robe, through the hole in his armor, and just like touching his chest.
Make sure you warn me if you start seeing him again.
Okay, so you're sitting there, Essie. It takes you probably another minute because you had to move the thing away. It takes you another minute to get it lined up, but you do get yourself an etching with some of this writing.
As soon as it's done, I am just like hustling towards the rest of the group. All right, I got it. It's all right. Doing great. Everybody all right? Zagrin, you look like you're, you okay over there?
Feeling a little more exposed than I was, but doing all right.
The Hovell's compliment. It's like a nice accessory. Can I lean forward? And there's like this little, almost sewing needles that come off of her. Like there's a little pouch on her forearm, and they like come out, and she's gonna magically imbue it. And these little sewing needles are gonna start just hovering in the air and try to like stitch up. And I'm gonna cast Mending to try to stitch up his. I don't know if that'll help at all, but.
Yeah,
It's like a little leather worker kit. It looks like just a tiny little kit of mending tools and things, but they hover in the air and like magically go to town.
Yeah,
That's cool.
So you spend a minute. You spend a minute attempting to mend the armor. It's in better shape, but it's going to need a little bit more attention than that. If you were able to take a short rest and during that time cast mending a few times, you'd be able to restore it.
All right, well, I can patch it up later. I'm pretty sure I could get it with a little bit more time, but time is of the essence.
Indeed. Thank you for what you've done so far, but we'll deal with that later.
Yeah. At the end of the minute, they like all the tools just like kind of reinsert themselves back up onto her little pocket on her forearm. Yeah. All right.
Time is of the essence.
If you see any more of those murals, you point them out to me. All right.
And
there's a ton.
If we see any more puddles, perhaps we'll warn you of those first.
No, I think the murals are a little bit more important.
Of course you do.
Yeah. She will like reach into her bag for another piece of parchment to get another rubbing and just kind of look around the group. No, not today. All right. Maybe one more on our way back. She'll tuck it away.
Nice.
Listen, this is like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to see Age of Arcanum murals and the Tal'Kuri language. Do you realize how big of a discovery this is?
It'll
Well,
be useless if the lifetime is cut short.
Exactly. It'll be once in a lifetime, certainly, if your lifetime ends right after you find it, I suppose.
Yeah, that's true. Gotta get a legacy before I die.
All right, as you get back in the hallway, you can travel all the way down to the hallway to the room, or you can go down that hall to the left. As you get down there a little bit, you see the hall to the left heads towards another door. So there are two doors. So there's the first one, there's the closer one and the further one. The further one is the one down that hallway to the left.
Soleus, would either of these doors correspond with the bedroom that you saw if the house were to be more conventional?
Would they?
The bedroom would have been on the opposite side of the house, or of the office. So it would have been the one down the hallway to the left, supposedly. But again, the dimensions are totally whacked.
This house is
Like this hallway's 100. This hallway's 150 feet long, and the house wasn't that wide.
I do believe it would be on the other side, although I cannot tell for sure.
I
say
think a
we pick a room.
systematic search, the one closest to us, probably the best, and then go from there.
I agree.
Yes.
I'll look longingly back at the murals
Kit will
before
just
we go.
grab her arm and
All right, I'm coming. I wasn't planning on going back and getting another one. Right at this moment, at the very least.
Yeah, you feel lightheaded, Essie. You feel lightheaded as you're looking at some of these murals, and you start to think that you're seeing something in there, and you gaze in a little bit, and you find yourself looking at another scene.
I shake my head.
Looking at another scene, you're actually now seeing a city from above. You're seeing a city from above, and it is a city in the process of being sacked, right? Like there is things on fire. There are figures running through the streets. there are dead bodies everywhere you look. You actually see, now that you're getting a better sense of it, you see crowds of figures on the ground moving like kind of like on all fours, like running around, but it's like they're not like dogs, right? Like they're much bigger creatures, almost ape-like. And you see them running folks down in the air. You can see now a number of flying figures, including a winged devil or demon of some variety floating over it, directing some of these folks down below. This looks like a city being sacked by a number of demons or devils. And
do I recognize? I mean, I know a city looks different from the air, but she's very intelligent. Is this a city she's been in before?
Well, you're not sure at first, but then you see inside the large walls of the city, you see a very clear market shaped like a pentagram. You think you're seeing
It's Zadash?
You think you're seeing the city of Zadash itself.
That would line up with...
And
oh my god.
You're back.
Zadash is in danger.
What happened?
I saw Zadash. He was getting destroyed by demons. I think that might have been... I saw my dad fighting last time. I think he was fighting these forces.
Soleus takes a long look at Zagran, just like...
Zagran will kind of look back, and he looks to Essie and says, well, I suppose those etchings you have will help prevent that, right? And then kind of catches himself. I'm sorry, I understand it's a sensitive topic, but I do believe we need to keep moving.
She'll actually like bare her teeth a little bit at him when he does that, and she's gonna say, you best watch your tone. This
Let
is
the
not
rage
something to be
motivate
joked
you.
about.
Harness that towards something more productive, Miss Pike.
Kit's just looking between the two of them, and she'll grab Essie on the sleeve.
Essie will have tried to like be walking towards Zagran, like with a hand going towards lights out.
She'll grab Essie on the sleeve and just tug her a little bit. Essie, no, not right now.
She'll point a finger at Zagran and she'll say, if you even think of harming anyone in this country, you best watch yourself. And she'll turn, start walking away.
I don't believe that's what we were talking about, but... Miss Pike.
I don't want to talk to either one of you right now.
Quick pause. Are we having this conversation in the hall, or are we moving?
I think we're moving. That was like a brief pause, but...
I pictured like we stalled with the conversation like right after she came out of the vision, and then as Essie starts to storm off, we all kind of follow behind and continue.
Got it. Great.
She just does little things like she like takes lights out a little out of her holster and then shoves it back down, and then she like cracks open Happy Ending and chambers around and then like slaps it back up. As she's stomping, she is angry right now. And she's muttering in a different language.
Great. As you get up to the door, so you go to the door at the end of the first hallway that you came in. As you get up there, you get to the door. It is a kind of standard wood cottage door. You going in?
Yeah.
You open the door, and as you do so, you see a kind of a modestly well-appointed guest room or bedroom. It looks like the bed's made. You know, there's curtains closed over the window. There's a couple end tables, a dresser, a little closet. Everything looks normal. Like there's a knit or a quilted blanket on the bed.
Are there any signs of fire or fire damage in this room?
As you get into the room, no, none at all. It's pleasant. It doesn't smell weird. Looking on the walls, looking everywhere, nothing looks off in any way, shape, or form.
I'll immediately start searching, like, looking under the bed, flipping back the covers, opening the drawers, that type of thing.
Yeah, there's not much in here. It looks like it's a kind of an empty guest room. Do you open the blinds?
Sure, yeah. Look outside to see if it looks the same as from the other room.
Yeah. So you open the blinds to look out, and it does and it doesn't. Right? It's another scene of absolute desolation, but this doesn't look like the view you had from the back. At the back, things look burned and brown and somewhat dry. Out here, you're looking at this gray rocky landscape that seems to go on forever.
That's weird. It doesn't look familiar at all. Like,
it doesn't look familiar, and yet part of you, Kit, does think it's a little familiar somehow.
She's just staring out the window. Does the window also seem sealed as before? In the same way?
As you start to look at the seams, like again, it has that same effect.
All right, well, this is different. Should we go to another room? This one's quite bare.
Are there any exits from this room?
There's a closet. That's it. And there's nothing in there. Just spaces that hang closed.
Can we check the end tables?
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you find anywhere to put that key into?
I didn't see anything.
The end tables do have key slots, but they're unlocked. So you open them and they're empty.
Empty.
It's a decent sized room. Like, couldn't all fit on the bed, but one person could fit on the bed, and it's like a good guest room for one person.
This one seems a lot cleaner than the rest.
It does seem a bit out of place.
Perhaps we try one more room.
Yes, I think we should continue our search.
Let's go.
Essie will not be taking the lead. In fact, she is completely waiting for Zagran and Soleus to go first. She'll catch Kit's. I think the boys can lead for a while.
Yeah, so Soleus will definitely take the lead.
Yeah, and Zagran's right behind him.
Calamity gives you a significant look, Essie, and then follows Zagran.
Yeah.
You alright?
I don't see any benefit having such cruel people in our party. How would they feel if I mocked their home city being destroyed?
I don't think that was his intention.
Well, if that was his intention or not, that's what happened. I won't have him at my back.
They're different people. They have different cultures, different customs.
Plague Touched isn't a culture. It's a personality. And she'll walk after Calamity.
All right. Nice. So, Zagran and Soleus going first. You turn down the hall. You get to this last door that you haven't explored. Get the last door you haven't explored. Zagran, who's in the lead? Zagran or Soleus?
Soleus is taking the lead, and I'm right behind him.
All right, Soleus, you open the door, and it creaks open, right? It creaks open, and you find yourself staring at that same bedroom. Same bedroom. There's this really large, like really unusually large bed, and it looks really well made. Like the wood's really decorated. The wood's really well decorated. There's furniture in here as well. Like it's not a huge room, but it's decent sized. See, the bed's a little bit messy, and there's a lump in the blankets, as if a figure is in the bed. Otherwise, there's some end tables, there's some furniture, there's a chamber pot, all that good stuff.
I'm going to casually walk by. I'm glancing out the window. Is it more of the same desolate landscape?
Yeah, glancing out the window, you see it's really dark outside, and it's dark outside because the window looks out to the inside of a forest. But as you're seeing it, like the trees in this forest are, redwood style size. Like they are gigantic. You can't see light above or even through to the top of the canopy for all these trees, and they are thick and all over the place.
I cast a glance at Zagrin, and I grab the end of the blanket. And I nod.
Nod and have Learmnor raised.
I go, and take the blanket off.
You yank the blankets back. And laying there is a 10-minute break that we're about to take. As we have a quick, folks, we're going to have a quick bio break and come back in 10
every
minutes.
time.
I don't like this trend.
Oh.
A frightened 10-minute break.
Yeah. So folks, we'll be back in 10 minutes. Thank you so much for your patience, and we'll see you soon. And we're back. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much, everybody, for sticking with us through the break. I am Jason. I'm your game master for today, and we are running through episode 12 of Best Left Buried. 12. Somebody give me a nod. Yes.
It's 13.
It is?
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
episode
dang, I thought it
13.
was 12.
Here we
Yeah,
go.
it's 13.
All right.
I had to check I was like, looked at my notes.
No.
Nope.
Okay, good. Well, so this is why you have people to help keep you accountable.
There you go.
Episode 13 of Best Left Buried. So our heroes have been continuing to explore this haunted house, right? And they finally came to the master bedroom, and we left just as our heroes were pulling up the covers. But I want to stop and say, if you're enjoying this episode, if you're liking our show, there are buttons down below, whether you're watching currently on Twitch or later on YouTube. There are buttons to subscribe or press follow, which if you can hit those, that would mean a lot. It helps you get notified of when we're providing content and helps us know that folks are watching and like the show. So please do that. It means a lot and we appreciate it. Beyond that, want to say thank you to you all for watching the show. It's y'all are the folks we make it for. If you like it, join us on Discord. Somebody will put a link to Discord in the chat, I promise. And we'd love to hear from you there. There's, behind the scene or between the scenes chat where you can talk to the players about things that are happening, or you can hear the players talking about things that are happening between scenes, not necessarily on camera. There is the behind the scenes chat where you can talk to me about what are we doing? What's going on? Speculate about Kit's backstory, or what's happening with Essie and Zagrin, or whatever. Right? I'm down, and we can also talk about things that are related to the prep session. Speaking of which, on Wednesdays, most Wednesdays at 7 Central Time, you can catch me doing a prep session, or you can catch us doing another little mini game, and on occasion, Heroes of Windgrove, and to see what we're up to. So we'd love to have you join us. If you want to know what's going to happen to our players before they do, join us for the prep streams on Wednesday. And I think that's it. Can we hop back to the action?
Yep.
All right, folks. You pull back. Looks to be a relatively young woman.
Wait. Did anyone else lose Jason for a sec?
Yeah, your sound cut out technically.
You came back.
Do you hear me now?
You came back,
Yeah,
but it
you're
was
good.
like very
It's like
suspenseful.
it's like time distorted or something.
All right.
I'm
So
sure
as
it's
you-
part of the story.
Yes, it was very much deliberate. As you pull back the covers, there's a figure laying there. It looks like a young woman, relatively young, right? Somewhere in her 20s, as far as you can tell. She's wearing her clothing. She has her hair. Not done at all, and it's very, very messy and ragged. She's laying there like she's sleeping, but you notice as you're watching her, you can kind of see the bed underneath her, almost as if you can somewhat see through her. She turns, opens her eyes, and looks up, and kind of leans up and looks out at the room. But it's almost like she doesn't see you. You see her face, and her right eye, or the right side of her face, is covered in tattoos, really intricate. And you can see now that you can't kind of see through her, and the tattoos on her face are glowing with their own light. The eye, the tattoos go down to the eyelid and all around the eye, and the eye that the tattoo surrounds is milky white, a small black dot in the center. The other side of her face is largely free of the tattoos, and her eye normally is like looking around the room, both eyes tracked together. You call out, "Hello? Is anyone there?" She stands up and is peering around the room.
Can you hear me?
Is that all you say?
Shalaya?
Yeah, I'll just say, can you hear me at first?
There's no reaction. And then Essie, you say Chalea?
Mhm.
See her head cock a little bit, and she looks in your direction, but she's looking through you. Hello?
Chalea, we've come to find you.
Kit will
She's
look at
looking.
Essie. Is she a ghost?
I don't think so. It's almost like
She pulls her knees up to her chest and sits there in the bed, holding herself. She goes, "It's just a nightmare. Nightmare." Starts rocking a little
Chalea,
bit.
no, we're here. This is reality.
Every time you say her name, you see her react a little bit.
Have I ever heard of anything like this? Seers or how to wake them up from like a oracle vision? I don't know.
Seems
Do we need
no. So there's nothing clear to you about what you're seeing. Like nothing about this makes sense. That being said, this woman does not exist entirely within your plane.
It's almost like she's in another plane right now, partially, if not fully.
Or maybe we are. After all, none of this seems to correspond with what we saw before we entered the house.
But she
That
doesn't,
would explain the exterior.
she doesn't look like aggressive or anything like that, though.
Looks, if anything,
Frightened.
scared.
Okay.
And at the same time, you hear a loud crack, and the room shakes. You can see her as it happens. She pulls her head up to her hands up to her head. Goes, no.
Can I try to reach out for her? Like, can I try to? Is she incorporeal, or can I touch her?
So you're gonna actually have to crawl onto the bed a little bit to do so.
I'll do
You
that.
can.
Yep.
You crawl
I'll
onto the bed
swing
and
happy ending.
You reach out to her, and as your hand gets to her and touches her face, lifts up, and she emits this blood-curdling scream. She emits this blood-curdling scream.
Chalea, it's all right.
And as she does so, her face distorts and changes to this terrifying mask. I need everybody to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh no!
And
Wisdom.
as she does this, there is a flash. The room is still shaking now, and there's a flash. As this flash appears, you see 4 spectral figures appear in either corner of the room. And I'm gonna need y'all to roll some initiative.
I got
Oh my
14.
I got
wisdom.
13.
I rolled a natural 20 for 21.
Okay, Zagrin?
Wisdom save was 15.
And so, what was the lowest roll there?
I think I got a 14.
13 was
Oh.
for me.
13. Yeah, everybody succeeds.
Ooh.
Everybody succeeds. So it's terrifying, but you were able to master your terror. You know, you can feel, Essie, you can feel like some amount of your vitality begin to slip with this fear, but you're able to address it and hold yourself in place. But in the room there are these 4 figures in each corner of the room. And you now find yourselves being attacked by these spectral things. So I've got Zagrin. Kit, what was your initiative?
18.
Okay.
And then I was a natural 20 for a total of 24. I feel like initiative just really isn't the place for a natural 20, though. It feels like, oh, whoa, a natural 20. Oh, a natural 20.
Hey, a natural 20 is always worth celebrating, unless it's the DM that rolls it.
That's right.
True. Very true.
All right, Essie, it's your go. The figure of Chalea in front of you, that distorted mask on her face is still there, and her hair's flying around her. Her clothes are kind of whipping off, or whipping like they're being blown by the wind, not whipping off, just the clothes, as if they're being blown by the wind.
Does she look aggressive, or does she still look afraid?
She looks bonkers insane, and her face doesn't look like her face anymore. It looks like the face of some terrible creature.
Oh, I see. Okay, then just purely like she'll start scrambling back, and as she does, she's just gonna like that almost instinctively, as if this whatever has been giving her powers is protecting her. This dark energy will come out, and I will do inflict wounds for on her, the creature, whatever is Chalea was, and is now this other crazy thing.
Okay.
So that's a 16 to hit.
Okay, 16 hits, absolutely. So you reach out and you touch her, and this energy comes out of your hand and pours into her.
17 points of necrotic damage.
As you see the energy pour into her, it seems to dissipate harmlessly around her. Almost as if it had no effect at all.
Well, then I'm backing up. 100% backing up.
All right.
Scrambling off the bed, getting away from her, getting some range.
As you scramble off the bed, she lashes out at you. She lashes out, attempting to grab you and hold you in place. But she is not able to get you.
I just knock the attack off with my musket and get back and try to slide off the bed and get a little bit closer towards Kit. These 4 other spectral figures around the room, how close are they to me?
They're in the 4 corners of the room. So
Okay.
they're in the 4 corners of the room. So if you scramble back off the bed towards the door, you are as far as you can get from any of them. That being said, there's a lot of room that they could cover.
Yep. And then if anyone is within 10 feet of me, as a bonus action, a little, almost a boof comes out, and like a healing energy originating from her device comes out, and everyone within 10 feet gets 11 points of temporary hit points. Including myself. Woo.
Okay.
Nice, thank you very much.
Except
Soleil,
Zagrin.
you're in the top
Just-
left of the room. So you're at the top left of the bed. Zagrin, you're at the top right. Kit, you're over by the door with Essie. Essie, you've just scrambled off the bed and you're back at the near the door.
I'm just gonna reach out. I'm gonna say, Kit, stay close. I'll protect us. You gotta stay close for this protective energy, and that's it.
All right, so the one nearest Elias moves next. This spectral figure, this ghost that seems to be emitting its own purple light, it moves towards you, Elias, and it tries to reach out and touch you. Touch you, but you are far too fast for it. As it grabs out, you're and easily able to evade it.
Still holding the blanket, I throw it over it.
Nice. The blanket just falls through it as if it has no true form, but
Is that the
Really?
ghost's costume for Halloween? They have a sheet on them?
no, unfortunately not. Kit,
Mm.
here we go.
Okay, so there are 4 of these spectral creatures, and in addition to that, then there's the Chalea / whatever.
There's the ghost, yeah,
Okay.
or the figure that was in the bed. Could be anyone.
I
She did
thought it
respond
was
to Chalea, however.
she looked like a ghost, and it would be fitting in a haunted house. But gosh, we're supposed to talk to her though. I feel bad killing her or trying to kill her. I don't even know if we can.
At least kill the 4 spectral creatures. Maybe that'll.
Yeah, I think I will go for one of the spectral creatures. I want to go for one that's close to one of my friends. So is there one that's within 5 feet of
There's the one
someone?
that's moved up to Slayus. Yeah.
Okay,
And
I
one is
will-
about to get up to Zagrin.
I will attack the one that has moved up to Seleus.
Great.
Ooh, that's very good. That's a 25 to hit.
That hits.
And I get to my sneakies.
Sneaky.
Oh. Okay. That's 11 plus 2 is 13 plus 5, 18 points of piercing damage.
18 damage. Your dagger goes through it, rips its way through it, and it flies through, spins, comes back. On the way back, the figure dissipates as it passes back through. It
Nice.
dissipates as it passes back through.
I'll catch the blade.
It's nice until it appears right behind us. No, I'm kidding.
Don't say that.
The face on the ghost of the figure in the bed goes back to normal for a minute, and you can see that young woman once again, and she looks at you, Essie. She looks at your eyes wide, and I need you to make a charisma saving throw, please.
Oh, good. Oh, I'm actually decent at this. Nope. Nothing helps a 7. That's a 7. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. The figure disappears. Gone.
Oh, even better. It's great. Yes.
The Chalea figure?
You feel something, Essie. Like you feel something deep inside you. So as it makes eye contact, you can see into her eyes, and you have this overwhelming sense of confusion and loss and fear, like a real deep fear. And for a minute, something feels wrong, like something feels wrong with your mind.
Oh,
Your
well,
vision
that's not
distorts.
good. You can take
Your
everything
vision
else.
distorts, and this figure is gone. It's just vanished. You have a bit of a headache.
Oh no. That's not good.
As that happens, one of those spectral figures moves towards you, actually, and reaches out and tries to touch you.
I don't like that
And-
either.
But it's clumsy as it goes, and you see it coming, and you're quickly able to duck out of the way.
Okay.
All right, Seleus, you're up. You're muted, Seleus.
The child on the bed is no longer there.
The figure on the bed, yeah.
The figure on the bed.
We've become one.
And Essie is acting all sus. All right. The one next to me is Toast. I am going to... Oh, there's one over by Zagrin. I am going to spring off the bed. And... Okay. What's going on here? All right. I'm going to spring off the bed and head over toward the shade that's near Zagrin.
Okay.
And
Yes.
has it been less than a minute since we fought the slimes? Like, are my tattoos still active? And they last about a minute.
Yeah, I'd say probably no. Probably no.
Okay. Okay.
I did take the etching, the rubbings afterwards.
Well, that was... Yeah, right.
No, I
that's
finished
right.
it up,
Yes. Okay. Yeah, no. The one closest to Zagran, I'm going to crack it twice with the quarterstaff. 13 plus 8. That's 21. And 27. So 19 and a 27 to hit.
Those both hit. These spectral figures aren't super difficult to hit. How much damage are you doing?
Okay, I am doing. So, 12 on the first hit.
Okay, and this is with your staff?
Yes.
Okay.
Does it react?
So as you hit it with your staff the first time, like it hits, but it seems much less effective, right? Like it seems like the figure is able to shrug off most of the damage. So it was how much damage?
12.
Sorry. 12. Yeah.
Okay. Well, time for magical fists, and I use my second hit to hit with my bare fist.
Got it.
Which is seen as magic. Sorry, give me a second here. Huzzah! 10 for the second hit.
10
magic
damage or 10 to
fist
hit?
10
Okay,
damage. Magic
great.
fist damage.
Yeah, your fist connects, and it's much more dramatic. You can see part of the like weird material that makes up this creature just blow away as your fist punches through it, and it's having trouble regaining its form.
Okay, well then I'm going to pop it 2 more times.
And one more hit ought to do it.
Okay. 1, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 hit.
13 hits.
All right. 7 points.
Yeah, you snap up, so you come in, staff, give it a punch, and then you just snap up a kick with your foot, and it just blows the thing away like a cloud of dust or something as it's gone.
I still have 1 more hit. I'm just gonna dash across the room and punch the other one in the face.
And the one down by Essie or the one down by Kit?
The one down by Kit.
Okay.
So she saved my ass. Yeah, that hits. 23 to hit. And 8 points of damage.
Nice. Yeah, that hits, or that connects. So you give it a nice flying side kick there, and its ghostly material seems to be fading away.
Yeah, we'll
But
make
it's
it
still
a
up.
kick.
Okay,
Okay.
good.
I'm gonna stand back a little bit.
Yeah. Calamity shoots a bolt of fire at the one attacking you, Essie. The one
That's my
attacking you.
fangirl right there. Team Calamity.
Okay, great. The fire hits it, but it doesn't seem to be terribly effective. All right, Zagran, you're up.
So the only 2 that are up is the one near Essie and the one near Kit, and the one near Kit has been attacked already.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna launch Eldritch Blast at that one, both beams. 26 and a 9. That was a nat 1.
Okay. So 26 hits.
For 12 force damage.
Nice. Do you want to describe the way this thing goes down?
The green bolt shoots forward from the tips of Liam North's spike, and it almost just seems to catch fire on the ghostly figure, the spectral figure, kind of singe its way up until there's just nothing left.
Okay. Yeah,
That's
great.
so cool.
And that's my turn.
Great. All right, top of the round. So, found ourselves again last round. Essie on the bed reaching out. You figure that we all think it's play, then I'm just going to call it play from here on out. reaching out to Leia. As she did so, Leia's face changed into this horrifying mask of some other thing. And everyone was impacted, but able to master themselves in their fear. At the same time, a number of specters appeared in the room, and these spectral figures moved out and tried to attack you all. But you quickly, between Kit's dagger, Zagran's bolt of energy, and Soleus's quick fists and feet, 3 of the specters have already been dispatched, and only one's left. This one beside you, Essie.
Of course, it's the one beside me. All right. She's just gonna level up her musket on it, and it's gonna be that thing where it's like if it was a human, it would be underneath the jaw, and to shoot up, it's gonna be a disadvantage.
So you try and bring your musket up to bear, but instead you can feel your hands want to respond. You find yourself instead just standing there and looking around at your friends.
So I know what I want to do. My body's just not responding.
Your body starts to respond, and suddenly you feel confused and uncertain. And instead you just look around at your friends and stand there, and you can hear yourself say, "Where am I?" That's all you do for your turn.
I thought I was gonna get charmed and be able to shoot Zagran with no consequences. I'm kidding. All right.
Kit's just gonna look at Essie, and
Essie looks confused.
Are like her features, Essie's features look completely the same, or is there any other physical traits?
You look
that are
like
different?
Physically, you look like Essie entirely, right? And Essie starts to bring her rifle up, but instead lowers it down. You can see this look of sadness and confusion spread across her face, and she just says what she said there. Where am I? What am I doing here?
Essie,
it's my voice. It's not
Absolutely.
Somebody else's voice.
Essie, you're here with us. Can you see me?
Essie, you can hear Kit and see Kit, and you're able momentarily to respond.
Something's happening to me.
It's all right. I'm here, and I'm going to. I guess so. There's
it Spectre? So you're there.
One left.
You're there, and just past you is Calamity, and just past Calamity is Essie. And there's a Spectre right there beside Essie trying to grab her.
Okay. Yeah, I will throw my dagger at the last Spectre.
Okay.
That's a dirty 20. I love that I get to roll so many dice.
That's part about being a rogue.
8, 10, 14, 19 points of piercing damage.
Yeah, so do you want to tell me how your dagger destroys this thing?
Yeah, so as she's just looking at Essie concerned, she then shifts her gaze to zero in on the Spectre and throws the dagger. And like it did before, it just kind of goes through and then comes back, and the spectral thing just kind of poofs and disintegrates. And she'll catch the dagger and immediately just like rush forward to Essie's side and grab her with both hands on her shoulder and look into her eyes and just go, "It's all right. I'm here."
It's not all right. Something's wrong. I'm not myself. She'll just like drop a happy ending. I don't want to be a danger.
You're not a danger.
Something's wrong, Kit. Something's wrong.
If I need to, I'll hit you over the head.
All right. Do I still feel like wrong?
You do. You've got a significant headache. You've got a significant headache, and you got a significant headache, and something feels off about you generally.
She did something to me.
What did she do?
I don't know. She looked at me, and I felt my mind, something's not right. And I'm just gonna like reach in her hands. She's gonna reach into her bag and find rope and hand it to Kit. I don't want to be in danger. And she's gonna extend her arms.
All right. Well, if you really want me to, okay.
You're as you say, no. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on. And she puts the rope back in the bag. Says, I'll be fine.
All right. You sure?
I'm sure.
Right.
Does Essie know like what she's saying is not what she's trying?
So does Kit notice anything wrong, like with her face, like as she's saying this, like?
Roll me an insight.
Okay. What's my insight bonus?
I mean, you should know because
okay.
you didn't get the Elspeth Pike Guarantee of Excellence. I mean, come on.
21 insight.
Something's wrong with Essie. She's in
Okay.
pain. Her face is distorted. She keeps like shaking her head. She covers her eye briefly.
She'll nod and say, all right. But then, can I try to use like sleight of hand to get the rope and like?
So she put it back in
Pull
her
a
bag of
fast one?
holding as she was doing this.
Kit does know that, like, Essie has told her that if you reach into my bag and you think of what you want, that it'll come out in the past.
You could use sleight of hand to try and take the bag off her without her noticing.
Okay. I will. Yeah, she'll just pat her on the shoulder and just go, all right, it's okay. You're fine now. And then she'll try to take the bag. Okay. That's a 19.
What is this against?
19.
My passive?
It's probably going to be against your passive perception. Yeah.
Oh, then for sure.
So Essie, you don't notice, and you find yourself once again in control of your words and actions. As Kit pats you on the
And
shoulder.
Kit-
Right?
Kit's gonna just...
Kit?
She's gonna look over at Soleus and try to get his attention, and then
He's
she's
already
gonna,
paying attention.
She's
I know
just
what
gonna
else-
try and put her arms behind her back, and
I know what I said, but you gotta get that rope out. All
Yeah,
right,
she's
don't
already
trust what
doing
I'm
it.
saying.
she's already
Where's
doing
my
it.
bag? She looked. Where's my bag?
She's
Let's
already
see.
doing it. Like she's tying up your hands.
All right,
Yeah.
don't
So
trust what I say. All right, I don't know how long I'm gonna have control.
Celeste looks at her. Essie, talk to her.
I'm gonna try to look inward and see if I can communicate with something else. Once Saleya says that. I'm
Yeah,
gonna say,
and Celeste is going to go up to Essie and he's going to take off his mask, right? And he's going to put his tattooed face up to her like this. He's going to go, Chalea, come back to us. Let us free. And if nothing works, he's going to try and stunning strike her.
Yeah. So as you say it, Essie, feel free to react however you like.
For when he says Chalea?
Yeah.
I'm me. Slayus, I'm Essie.
You feel something's not right.
It's not. I keep every once in a while, it feels like I'm not in control of myself. I know what I want to say, but something else comes out and it's totally random. I don't know what's causing it. But my arms are already tied, right? Like they're bound. Get bound.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, if you're bound, yeah, you don't need a punch.
She'll prop her hip towards either Calamity or Kit. Just say, take Let's out too.
All right, it's okay. We're gonna figure this out.
Yep, you're right. Yep, we're gonna figure this out.
And Calamity just like puts her hand on your knee. She goes, "You're okay, Essie. Just take some deep breaths. It's gonna be okay. All right."
I'm right. Yeah. No, I'm fine. I'm all right. Does she seem odd when she says that?
Doesn't seem any more odd than she's seemed since you've been in the house. Like
Chalea pick a different body?
A bad experience so far.
Body hopping.
She's body hopping right now? Do I still feel wrong? Do I still have the headache?
You do. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I'm gonna start looking around the room. I'm gonna give Essie a little squeeze and say, maybe there's something in the room that'll help with this. Okay?
Yeah.
Be right back.
You look around. Can I reach out my bound hands and just say, take the Elspeth Pat guarantee of excellence?
So you're tied behind your back, I believe.
Oh,
Yeah, I did.
Come behind me.
Okay.
You're gonna need to get untied if you're gonna want to use me.
Okay, no. I'm not untying yet.
Oh man. All right.
It really is, Essie.
I want us to succeed. All right. I'm fine.
Okay, so I'm just gonna start looking around the room, investigating like I did kind of with the other room.
Yeah. So you're looking around the room and you find in the nightstand, Cider, is this really well-used book. This well-used, fairly large book, and it looks like, as you kind of crack it open a little bit, this looks like a journal, like some kind of dream journal.
I probably can't read it.
Oh, right. Yeah, never mind. This looks like a book full of writing, handwritten stuff.
I will hold it up and say, found something. Who can read better than me?
Zagran will walk up and take the book and start flipping through it.
Essie looks at you, Zagran, and Kitch goes, "Put that down. Put that back. That's not yours."
Have a seat on the bed.
What are you doing in here?
Essie, I believe you have a whole bag full of items that are not yours. Let's not be deciding when we pilfer and when we don't right now.
Chalea, is that you?
Essie starts to look angry. She's like, "Put that down."
Chalea, we're here to talk to you. We're not here to hurt you or anything. We came just to talk, and there's something wrong here.
You see Essie shake her head. Oh, God, what is happening? Who are you?
Why am I so intelligent?
Kit will look over at Zagran because
we're friends.
She's better at talking.
We're friends, Chalea, and I apologize for how we barged in here, but I promise you we mean you no harm. I can tell that you are frightened by our presence. Am I correct?
Something's happened. Something's wrong. I don't feel right.
Talk to me, Chalea. I know you can hear my voice.
Okay.
Thank you. We can begin a dialogue. I promise you, we mean you no harm.
What's happened to my house? Where's Toby and Maggie?
They're outside, safe. There seems to be some sort of curse or some sort of supernatural entity taking over the house. We've been plagued by it ourselves, and we only want to escape and free you from this hell that we seem to be captured in.
I've been sleeping. The nightmares have been terrible. Oh God.
Look at your hands. Tell me, what do you see?
She looks down in front of her and she tries to pull her hands, like you see Essie try and pull her hands in front. She goes, "What have you done to me?" And she looks at you. She looks at you really fiercely, Zagrin. And I need you to make a charisma saving throw, please.
She is body swapping.
Dirty 20.
Ooh.
Oh man.
You feel something, Zagrin, like you feel something trying to invade your mind. But your force of will is too strong. And you see Essie wobble briefly. And Essie, you feel yourself, you still have that brutal headache, but you feel yourself in control once again. You were present for all of that, and you could feel a very deep fear and sense of confusion throughout the conversation. Now your emotions and mind are at least temporarily your own again.
She's afraid. Whatever happened, it made her recede for now.
Essie, that's you.
Yeah. We need some sort of signal for if it's me or not. I'm thinking ruff ruff barks, maybe. Dog's barking. I'm real good.
While they're
Maybe
talking,
a hound.
Zagrin's gonna start flipping through the book again.
Yeah. I want to look closer at the book as well, despite she's gonna give Zagrin a dirty look and try to read over his shoulder.
Zagrin, are you even making the book easy for her to read, or are you kind of keeping it to yourself?
If I'll start, like Zagrin starts just like flipping through the pages and kind of glances up and sees Essie kind of like this and says, "Yes, the spirit did seem to get more active when we were interacting with the book." So he'll sit down and show Essie, like almost make a show, like, "Look, I'm reading your journal. Don't you want to stop me?"
Yeah.
But legitimately reading as he's doing so.
Yeah, so it's
amazing how people don't like being mocked.
This is a dream journal, Zagrin. There are a number of dreams described, and every one is dated. And within the last few months, there's been a lot more dreams.
How far? When did it start? The journal, like, when's the first entry? How long ago?
The earliest entry is 3 years old in this journal. But the frequency, as you're looking, there's, one every couple weeks, one every month. Within the last month, there's one a day, easily. Some of them sound familiar. A City in Flames with demons within it. There is definitely the dream of a dragon, a mighty blue dragon. There is something that fits the general description of the people that you saw in the monument and the drow, but there's no reference to the name of the city.
Dragon will be reading out loud, saying these things out loud as he's kind of skimming the entries and say, "I see one with the dragon. Seems to match the description that you described, Kit." And just kind of like saying out loud the buzzwords or the summary.
The one with the man in chains fits your description entirely. The description of the dream that you had, almost verbatim, Zagrin.
Yeah, and I'll make a note of that. This describes what I saw. I imagine that we're not the only ones plagued by these visions. Perhaps she was as well.
Stalaeus is going to start searching the room. He's going to look under the bed. He's going to start looking for symbols or something.
Yeah. As you search the room, give me an investigation check, and you can roll with advantage if Kit's helping you.
Kit, it might be the house. Ooh. Investigation, you say? That's a 19.
Yeah, in the room there's a painting that looks like a little bit off. As you look behind it, there's a little safe built into the wall.
The key.
It has a little keyhole in it.
He looks at Kit, says the key.
All right. She'll come over, bring the key, and look at Saleus, and then put it in.
You twist the key. You hear a click.
Wait, did you check for...
And the chest opens smoothly. You open it up the rest of the way. It's very well oiled. Inside, you see a couple coin purses, and you also see a small stone, probably that big around. It looks like a very smooth, almost polished river stone. As you grab it and look at it, you can see that on the stone are little runes etched into it in metal.
Does it look like anything I'm familiar with?
No, these look like some strange arcane symbols.
I'll take it over and show it to Essie. Does this look familiar to you? You're muted.
I am muted. Can you get one of my lenses down?
All right, and she'll help you.
I'll just kind of be looking at it. Did the runes look familiar in any way?
They look like arcane symbols. You'd have to spend a lot more time and some magical investment to truly understand what this is.
I could figure out what it is, but you'd have to untie me, and I don't think that's necessarily the way to go right now.
And I need everybody to roll a d6.
Oh.
1.
2.
Whoa.
That's awesome. Yeah. Saleus, you see that cavern where your monastery is housed. You see that cavern, and you can see your monastery, but the doors, as you get closer, the gate is ripped down. The central doors, those large double doors outside your monastery, one is gone and missing. The other is tilted on its hinges. Looking around the courtyard, you can see a number of bodies, including some of the children that live there. And that's your vision. Zagrin, you see this like incalculably large horde or body of men moving, except for as you look closer, they're not men. These are undead. These are skeletons. These are zombies. These are other undead creatures marching across a plain. Behind them, you can see this black storm cloud moving in the distance, lightning rippling from it. Essie, you see a man sweating, wearing armor, wiping at their head. They're moving and they're coming up to a door that looks similar to the door to this house that you walked in. It's dark. They open the door. They stumble inside, uncomfortable with the heat, feeling a pain, and they collapse down. And as you, your vision is over. Kit, you see all three of these people have a moment. Calamity as well, actually.
the
Everybody in the venue is
man-
impacted for probably 30 seconds.
The man with the armor, did we see when we came in? Did one of the bodies look similar? Like similarly dressed?
Thinking about it, that general description and the placement fits where you saw the body in the foyer.
What just happened? Everyone,
Trickery.
what did you see?
Blasphemy.
Sagrin describes the vision of the approaching looming horde, and he's also flipping through the book to try to see if he can find an entry that mentions something similar.
There's a couple entries that refer to undead. Sometimes massacring a village, sometimes marching across the plains, sometimes with this figure, this relatively well-dressed man standing looking down at them as they move. A very handsome, well-dressed man.
Sagrin describes the character in the journal entries to everybody.
Are
But he
these
doesn't-
things?
It's trying to cause us fear.
You don't think these are things that will actually happen?
I think they are foreboding. Warnings, maybe. I cannot be sure.
Essie sit on the side of the bed, but she won't comment on that. And she'll just be kind of staring off into the distance.
They both need to be taken out of this house. That stone. Essie. We need to leave this place.
So is there anything else in the room to look through?
There's nothing else that you can see based on your searching. That safe was the only other notable thing.
Okay, and the window here is the same. It's not opening.
Yeah, you even tap on it with the butt of your dagger, and the glass doesn't react to it at all. You don't think you could shatter it if you tried.
Whatever's going on here, we have to deal with it before it lets us out. We're not getting out of here until we figure out and destroy whatever it is that's causing this. Sorry to say.
If I were to guess, I believe it had something to do with that stone.
Julia, are you still in there? She's gonna look at Essie.
So you can't feel any, you still feel in your body, but you do feel, one, that headache, a wave of tiredness. You are tired. In fact, you're so tired, I'd like you to take one level of exhaustion.
But I don't feel it in me anymore.
You feel something, almost in your chest. It's in your chest, and like a pulsing, and you feel that you feel it drawing you. You feel it drawing you down, down. You feel an urge to go down.
I'm exhausted, but I feel like I need to go down.
Down where?
To the basement again? I don't know. I just feel like I need to go down.
As you say the basement, you feel like you've really, that's right. That is where you want to go.
The basement. I don't know why, but I feel like whatever's happening we'll find the answers in the basement.
How do we know we're not playing into one of Chilea's tricks?
Bark.
How do we know that it's... I suppose that may have to suffice considering our lack of options.
Can you walk, Miss
Yeah.
Pike?
Yeah, I can walk. Can you get my weapons? Get Happy Ending and Lights Out?
All right. Is there anything else up here that we need to look through before we go down?
There was that. Nope, that was it. We didn't see any other rooms to take care of.
All right.
She's gonna like stand up straight, and even though her arms are tied behind her, try to look as dignified as humanly possible. And she'll go, I know I'm not necessarily in the right state of mind right now, and I know whatever we're walking into might be a trap, but we have to take care of this. We don't have any other options.
I fear that you're correct, Miss Pike. I fear that you're correct.
Let's move with haste.
I'll stay in the middle.
You're gonna stay tied up?
I don't know what else to do.
I'll stay right next to her. And if it becomes just necessary, I will. I have her weapons and I will cut her free.
I was gonna say, it might be. I understand I'm not necessarily in the right state of mind, but if you take everything off of me, I need. She'll look at Zagrin specifically and then kind of like lower her voice and just tell Kit, and she'll say, I need my tools to be able to cast magic. And if you have my tools, I won't be able to. So you should be able to keep me from harming anybody as long as I don't have my tools around me. So if you take everything off of me, it should be fine.
Okay.
And as he's gonna do that thing, like in movies where they take off all of their weapons, but instead it's just all of her tools, and she'll like hand a tool, and then she'll have a different pocket tool, and then like her sleeve comes off and it's a pouch of tools, and she's just like disarming herself with tools and kits and stuff. And she'll put it all in her bag of holding. Oh, I'm sorry, one more. Can you get it off my boot?
Do you really think that's the best way to go? It's quicker if I just untie you.
Yeah, that's probably best.
If I keep you tied up until the need arises, it'd be faster to just cut you loose. You already have your tools.
Things happen
equipped.
so quick. Oh, I see what you're saying. Now.
Because if you take everything off, then if something happens to us, you would have to put everything back on.
That's
From
fair.
an administrative standpoint, unless you're very good at tying knots, which you may well be, Kit, unless you're very good at tying knots, it would probably take you somewhere around 30 seconds to get her properly untied, even with a knife.
Oh, I can't just cut the rope?
It'll take a little bit, right?
To saw through it, I suppose.
Cut
But it
through
would
it
still
and
be
get her out.
faster than her having to re-equip everything.
I mean, she doesn't technically have to re-equip it. That's just the way she likes to have it on. So as long as she has her stuff to be able to cast, she'll be fine. As long as she gets her bag back.
All right, then you'll just stay untied and I'll have everything in the bag.
She'll rub her wrists a little bit.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. I understand. I'd rather it be you than someone else.
Calamity looks at you, just goes, don't worry. I got you covered.
Thanks, Calamity. She will keep, however, her little wrist force ballista, which is a protection right now. She will keep that on her. It's all it does is protect us. It's not a weapon right now.
All right, so just to get a sense, what's y'all's plan? So you can go downstairs back to the kitchen, right? And then from the kitchen, you could go back towards the foyer, or you could go back towards the basement.
I think we're going towards the basement. That's where I've been told to go.
So
Out of
let me
character. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask if there are any places in the house that we haven't searched yet.
The ice.
Absolutely. So there's the two areas. So from the foyer, there was the left-hand hallway and the straight-ahead hallway, and you haven't gone down either of those. That being said, the left-hand hallway and the hallway past the basement both had that same thin ice, cavernous stone sort of feel to it.
Why do I feel like everything is going to culminate to the ice path, which is the one I don't want to go on?
Did I see any mention of ice in the dream journal?
Yeah, at least not yet, but you haven't spent very long reading through it.
If we need to, man, I'll do the ice.
I guess we could just go down to the basement.
Mm-hmm.
If everyone agrees.
Yeah.
Double time quickly.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we know the way. We know it's fraught with danger.
Gonna stay away. Stay in the middle. Stay in the middle of the hall.
Stay away from the walls.
Stay away from the walls.
The handsy
Avoid wet
walls.
spots.
I'm going to be in the middle of the pack, to be honest. I'm near
and
Kit.
Kit will be right next to you.
All right, so Kit's taking up the rear with Calamity in the middle, Essie fourth, and Zagran's Leia in front.
Yeah.
Okay. So you go down through the kitchen, making time. It's hot in here, but again, you're able to just kind of plow through it. You get back into the hallway. Again, the spongy ground and grabbing hands of the wall are intimidating, but it's kind of old hat at this point. Y'all are fearsome adventurers.
Spongy ground.
You get onto those very steep, creaky wood stairs, and Essie, you're grateful that you have your hands free, as more than once you need to reach out and touch the wall to make sure that you keep your balance. A fall here would be pretty dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And you're down in the crypt. As you begin moving in, Soleus, last thing you did was destroy the remaining skeletons that were down there. And as you move through the crypt, you see some skeletons begin to pull themselves together out of the little alcoves. But if you're beelining it through, you can make it back all the way to that utility room.
Or power
Yeah,
walking.
let's do that. Yeah.
Yeah, power walking for sure.
Power your way through to the utility room. And when you left here, it was so hot. It was so hot that it was very uncomfortable. You were sweating just standing around. As you get into the utility room this time, the temperature seems to have leveled out back to almost what it was when you first came in. Stove, however, is still going with a little dry pot on the top.
Zachran's gonna walk up and try to peek in the pot, see if there's anything in there.
It's now entirely dry. It looks like there's no water left at all.
Just take it off the stove.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take it off.
Yeah, you take it off, and you can set it down. It's hot, so you need to be careful, but you can do it.
Yeah.
The stove is still burning, however. It's like a small wood stove. It's got little feet, and before, when last you saw it, it had turned almost entirely red, and you could see fire seeping out from the cracks in the metal. It looks like a normal stove now, but it's feeling pretty warm.
Kit will look over at Essie. You feel anything? Now that we're here?
You're feeling absolutely drawn down that icy hallway.
Oh no!
I knew it. I miss. Oh.
You walk over, actually, Essie. You walk over and you open the door. You crouch down and you look. You look over at Kit and the others. Like, it's here. It's through there.
What's here?
We need to go through there.
What is it?
I don't know what it is. And Essie, you're in control again.
I'm not going down that path.
Wait, what?
I'm not doing it. Mm-mm.
Stand
I'm not doing
aside. Yeah, and Solace is going to go up, take one look at you guys.
So it almost immediately goes to only 4 feet tall, right? And
Yes.
it does look like it gets smaller as you go.
Great.
And again, there's a patch of ice that has been broken. So you've got thin, like maybe an inch thick ice at the
Yes, with a
absolute
skeleton
max.
in it, yes.
And do you want to start moving through?
Yes. Okay, so there's a hole in the middle, right?
Hole off to the left-hand side, actually.
A hole off to the left-hand side. So I'm gonna spread out so that I'm not, my weight's not all on one spot.
Mhm.
And so I'm on all fours, and I'm gonna try and deftly.
You try and slide
ninja my-
along the way through.
Yes, very ninja-like. And if not, would I also be able to reach out to either side to hold myself up?
Absolutely.
Actually, can I just move without even touching the ice? Just
Is it
So
ice
give
all
me-
around?
No, so it's only ice on the ground, and the wall is this smooth stone wall. It
Mwah.
is pitch dark in here. There is no light at all. There's no light at all.
This is
Um,
fine. Oh,
You,
Essie, did you not say you had a?
I was
Spell.
literally just looking, and I was like, "Do I have a second level spell left?" She's already like, "Kit, I need my bag. I'm sorry. I know I said I'd keep it, but I need my bag. I'm not going in there. I'm not falling in that water, or I'm not
Well,
doing it."
She's
We'll
gonna look
watch her
at you,
close.
like waiting
Bark.
for the signal. All right, and she'll hand over the bag.
I'll really quickly reach in, and I'll just grab a couple tools and things, and she starts spreading this paste all on down on her hands and the toes of her boots. And then for a moment she's just gonna her magic is this weird mix between devices and tools and an innate magic. And so she puts this magic or this paste all on her hands and feet and then just imbues it with magic, and it lights up for a moment and then settles down and almost becomes a second layer of skin
on yourself?
on myself. Yeah. And then she'll
Oh.
put the tools back in the bag and hand it back to Kit. And I'm gonna go in, and I can climb now, so I'm just climbing on the walls half spider climb on myself.
You're going in first?
I thought Solaeus was already in
All
there.
right, so you're letting Solaeus go in first. So Solaeus, Solaeus is going in first, and sorry,
Sorry, I thought
and
you were.
you're starting to crawl through. So roll me an acrobatics check.
Okay. I'm pretty good at that. Oh. 19.
Oh,
All right, so you start going,
11 plus 8.
and you're moving down, but it is very slow. You're still touching the ice in places as you move, and you can feel the ice. You can feel the ice underneath you, creak a little bit with your weight, but you're able to keep enough of it off it that you're making good progress. However, as you go 15 feet along, 20 feet along, the space is becoming tighter and tighter. You're not going to be able to stay on the walls much longer. You're going to have to lay out and crawl, and really crawl along this tunnel. It is not very wide.
I will continue.
Okay. You continue forward. You're probably halfway there. Roll me another acrobatics check, please.
Come on, baby.
Probably on the ceiling. Essie's just like above you, like creepy, like her head is down.
27.
27, easy. The ice doesn't even seem to shift much under you. You're very good at getting your weight. You're now nearly to the other side. Now, Essie, you're gonna start crawling. How far is Solaeus in when you begin?
Not that far, to be honest. Probably give him a couple seconds to make sure he's all right, and then I'll follow him in.
So you're following along behind him on the ceiling? Crawling along the ceiling?
There's no way I'm getting remotely close to the water. But as soon as she figures out, like, I don't have to go by the water, her fear kind of evaporates, and she's just treating it like a archaeological dig site that she's scrambling down.
Right.
You all right down there, Solaeus?
So far, so good.
All right. And you can hear it like, Solaeus,
What is it?
it's, I need to tell you that it's all right. I'll tell you later.
All right, as they get to about halfway down the tunnel, who's going next?
Zagran will, he's going to cast Disguise Self on himself to make him 1 foot shorter, so he fits just a little bit better. Other than that, his appearance is the exact same, just slightly shorter. And he's going to he doesn't have any magic, so he's trying to just carefully walk across. And
so it really is. So you're gonna try and walk. So as you put your foot down and you try and walk, you can hear the ice cracking a little bit under you. Make me an acrobatics or athletics check. I'll be with either.
6.
Nice. Your foot goes through, through the ice. Essie and Solaeus, you can hear the ice break behind you. Zagran, you're up to your knee already, just on the first step in this freezing cold water.
Try to pull my foot out as quickly as possible.
Yeah, you pull your foot out. You pull your foot out. There's now a second hole here in the ice.
Oh, man.
Not sure I'll be able to travel that way. And kind of looks back to Kit and Calamity.
Calamity takes a deep breath. I'll give it a shot. And she puts her foot on the ice, like between the two cracks, and you can hear it bend and creak a little bit. But she's able to move. She's able to move slowly past the cracks, and she's walking down this tunnel. She's 2'3".
Go, Calamity.
Totally fine.
Show off.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Kit will go next, and she'll crawl, but she'll try to keep her weight distributed. She's very light and very small. She's not as small as Calamity, but she's small.
Kit, roll me a d6, please.
5.
Great. As you are crawling in there, you look down, like you're looking down at the ice, and you see something bump up against it. And as you're looking down at the ice, you see a face. You see a face. You can just barely see it. If you scrub away at the ice, you should be able to make out this face.
So I'm just crawling along, and a face bumps up against the ice. I'll use my sleeve and kind of wipe in a circular motion.
You see Jack dead under the ice, and then begins sinking down further in. You could, with your dagger in hand, you could break the ice and try and go after him.
she'll just stop and sit back for a sec. She's just trying to reconcile what she saw and going through in her mind like, it's not real. It's not real. It can't be real.
Is she saying that out loud?
Yeah.
Calamity like looks back at you. She's like, "Kit,
Kit, are you all right?" I'll start climbing back towards
so
her.
Cursed. I'm like,
long blonde hair just following.
I saw a face under the ice.
Was it someone you knew?
It was Jack. It can't be real.
It's not real. Just keep going. Just keep going. Just bury it deep inside. Be all right for now. Just like with my dad, it's not real.
She'll look at
Alright.
Essie.
Staring down from the ceiling. I probably would have climbed to the side to be a little closer to her, but still on the wall.
So you're still facing away from her, unfortunately. So you're gonna have to look back. And...
Oh God, that's even worse.
This is not a comforting visage, but that's all right.
What if it is real? What if
It's not.
somehow?
Seleas,
not
you've gotten nearly to the end, and it's small. Like your shoulders, each shoulder is brushing up against the sides of the tunnel. But there is a door ahead of you.
It's not real.
I go right to it.
You gotta keep moving. This ice, you don't want to get in that water. All right, keep moving. You've got this. All right?
All right.
While they're having that moment, Zagrin, what are you doing?
Waiting patiently. Zagrin is looking on and he's scared, especially after he sees Kit stop. Just says, push forward, and kind of just starts looking at the ice in front of him and trying to size up, and maybe even with Lyramnor kind of poking strategically spots on the ice, not trying to push through, but put a little weight on it, see if he can find slightly more sturdy bits.
It's delicate, especially where you're at. Especially
Quick
where you're at.
question for the DM. So I'm sorry, I always forget what the correct term is for it, or how you pronounce it, but pitons that you can hammer into the wall. I have some in my bag. If I hammered a couple in the wall as handholds, would that help?
That would certainly help. That would certainly help if you had done
But
it.
I'm real aggressive. Oh, I mean, I can spider climb around and have Kit hand me stuff, but I'm real mad right now. So I don't.
And to be clear,
Oh,
you're with Kit, so y'all are about halfway through. So Zagrin's still a ways back.
I mean, I have a full hour, so I could potentially go back and do it, but I won't for now. I'll just make sure Kit's all right.
Right.
I will cast, while I'm there, just to help everybody out a little bit, I'll cast Dancing Light to help try to illuminate and give Calamity a little bit more light.
Illuminates all these dead faces.
Yeah, I know.
Does anything change when the kind of a green light?
As the lights come out, you do see that there are things shifting around under the ice.
I liked it better when it was darker. All right, let's go. Keep going. Seleas, is
Yes.
it going up there?
There's a door. I'm about to go through it.
Wait for us. And I'll keep climbing. Keep crawling forward.
Don't know how long I can hold this.
I'll keep crawling forward more quickly now.
Yeah, Calamity's moving too. She's keeping distance from you, and the more people get together on the ice, the more you can feel its strain.
Yeah, I'll keep enough space between me and Calamities that seems appropriate.
Can you make me an acrobatics check, please?
I'm good at this. Last time I said that, I rolled a natural 1. Okay, that's good. What's my plus? Yeah, so that's a 19.
Okay. Zagran, if you want to try and slide through on your belly, you may be able to. You'll have a lot better luck than you would otherwise.
Yeah, after kind of sizing up the ice, especially right in front of him, I will attempt to do that. And I'm going to use my inspiration this time to try again.
Nice.
Is it going to be like with the athletic checks?
20.
All
Dirty
right.
20.
Nice. Yeah.
That's
You crawl over the first patch, and you're probably 8 feet back from Kit. Kit, you're getting close. Solaeus, you open the door. Is that right?
yeah.
Solaeus, you open the door, and you can see this room, and like at first it's really dark, but your eyes are good in the dark anyway, and you see this large room with a number of what looks like prison cells arrayed around it. In the center of the room, there is a body laying there on the ground. You're gonna have to crawl out of this door. Like, you can't stand up through it, but you can crawl your way out.
That's what I'm doing.
Then stand up. You crawl out and you stand up, and yeah, you're in some sort of dungeon. The body on the floor looks like the body of a young woman, fitting very much the description that you saw of Chalea. The figure, however, their chest is destroyed, like ripped open. Like their chest is ripped open, and it looks like you can see on their face, on their arms, a number of cuts, burns, and other marks, as if they've been subjected to some sort of terrible torture.
This is where it ended for you, wasn't it? Miss Pike, could you hurry?
Kit, are you all right? Calamity?
Calamity, just go, I'll follow.
Double speed.
You're crawling through, and again, as you're getting to the top, it's slimmer and slimmer. Like, you don't even have room to poke out your elbows, right? It's so tight. But you crawl your way out into the main area. Do me a little acrobatics check. I want to see if you damage the ice at all on the way out.
So good. 23 total.
All right, you're able to get out without doing the ice any harm. As you get in there, this profound sense of loss takes over you as you look around. So it's dirt floors. There are lights, like they're really lights coming from everywhere and nowhere, but they're this reddish light that's going through the room. Like, it's not bright, it's all dim, but it has a very heavy red tinge to it. You can see that the cells are all empty. The cells are all empty, but the body on the floor, as you see it, Essie, you feel this profound sense of loss. Like, this can't be real.
Can you talk to me? Tell me can you, God forbid, can you take me over and tell Solaeus what happened?
You walk in and you walk over to the body and drop to your knees and look at it. Inside the chest cavity, there's a mess. There's a mess of flesh. You feel that pulsing, that kind of rhythmic pulsing in your chest, and looking in, you see something that doesn't belong in the chest, like some other organic material, and you can see it pulsing in time with the movements of your body, or with that pulsing that you can feel in your chest. We're gonna cut away from you, actually. Calamity, is able to. So Calamity even has to duck down to get out of this tunnel, and she steps through. And Kit, she's probably about 8 feet ahead of you.
I'm gonna follow.
All right, so you go through. Roll me one more acrobatics to see if we don't get through here with that issue.
14.
14. So you're able to get through, and you don't damage the thing on the way out. Zagran, you're about halfway through. Can I get one more acrobatics or athletics check from you?
Oh, if you insist. 18.
All right. Soleus, you see Essie kneeling down in front of this body. Calamity is standing over there by the cages, just like looking around the cages, keeping a distance from the body.
I noticed this foreign mass inside the rib cage.
So you look over and you take a peek, and yeah, you see it. You also, because you're paying attention, you see Essie's hand drop down to her pistol that's holstered at her side.
Wait, no, she doesn't have that.
Yes, she does.
No!
I noticed Essie doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Does Kit see that too?
Kit, as you're crawling out, you see Essie. Her hand reaches down to her pistol, and she starts pulling it out.
I'm gonna dash over. I'm gonna like tackle her.
Rush over and tackle her.
Yeah.
Soleus, what are you thinking?
I am going to reach inside my robe, and I'm going to take out a holy symbol. My holy symbol, which is this this tiny little metal circlet thing with like this weird little X on it. And I take it out and I hold it, and I kind of mutter under my breath a prayer to the Luxon, and
Nice.
Give this person a final resting rites.
Essie, as your hand goes to your pistol, you have a moment where you look at it. You can hear some noise behind you as Kit is scrambling on her way over. But you have a moment to do whatever you like.
Can I drop it? Can I try to drop the
You're
pistol?
You're holding it right there over the body. If you drop it, it's going to drop right down into the chest cavity.
Does it seem as if this person that's taking over me wants me to shoot the mass? I shoot the mass.
Gonna point in and shoot it.
Yeah.
All right. You take the pistol. Kit, give me a dexterity check. Beat a 15 on a straight dexterity check. You're gonna be able to stop Essie from doing whatever she wants.
I'm so nervous. I rolled a 16, but I can't find my dex. I know it's definitely over a 15.
Okay, so you run out. What are you gonna do? You're gonna tackle her?
I'm just tackling her. Like, you just, like, she just dives.
Yeah. She tackles you over the body. So you're hit and pulled right over the form of Chalea. The pistol drops free as Kit tackles you. And Zagran, you're just starting to crawl out as this occurs. And Calamity is looking over confused.
So there's no
It's
reaction
me.
when. Sorry.
Is it me? Is it me still? It's me. I think we need to destroy Bark. I think we need to destroy that thing in her chest.
Oh, all right. I'm sorry. I didn't know
It's
what
all right.
you were doing.
I was trying to tell Soleus that I had gotten the pistol. It's not me. I didn't get the pistol.
As you're talking to each other, Kit, you look in Essie's eyes, and you get this feeling, like this overwhelming feeling. And I need you to roll a charisma saving throw, please.
Oh
No. Oh man.
Oh
It's not gonna be mean.
I rolled a 5. I have no bonuses.
You feel this sense of disorientation.
Does it leave me?
sense of disorientation. I'll get to that.
Sorry.
It's okay. I didn't mean to chastise you.
So that's okay.
You feel the sense of disorientation and this headache, and your vision blurs. You kind of lose focus for a minute, and you look up and you see Essie there. Essie, you're still tired. You still have that headache, but that pulsing feeling in your chest recedes.
I feel like I would know what that experience was like. And seeing, I mean, I can leave this up, but if Essie experienced this, the wincing and the headache I think she would know that Kit is experiencing this, right?
You see Kit is clearly in some kind of distress. Yeah.
I'm going to try to at least get my bag of holding and my things back away from her.
Just going to grab him from her?
Yeah, I'm going to take him.
All right, Essie starts grabbing shit off you, Kit.
I'm gonna try to stop her, I'm sure. Yeah.
Saleus, Kit's going through what I went through. Bark, bark.
So, Saleus, you see Essie and Kit, right? You saw Essie do the thing with the rope. So, one, there wasn't any reaction when you used your holy symbol.
Mm-hmm.
Calamity's just standing over there looking at all of you and just very confused and seems unsure. But Kit and Essie are now kind of going at it a
tussle.
bit.
Okay.
Zagrin, you're crawling your way out of the door, like you're like halfway out the door, and starting to get
That's the
That
signal.
was the signal.
signal. Yeah.
It's really Zagrin. We know that now.
So, upon my closer inspection, like, do I see a foreign mass?
Yes, you do. Absolutely. You see this thing in there, and it looks, you know what? It reminds you almost of some of the horrible creatures that exist around the wastes in Xhorhas.
So,
there's something awful and wrong inside this dead. There's also a dead body, which isn't great either, with a ripped open chest. But there's something awful inside there.
I am going to snatch it out, reach in, grab it, and pull it.
Yeah.
As fast as I possibly can.
As they're fighting, you reach in and you grab this thing. As it comes out, it tears away some of the flesh and other things, and organs are dripping off. And as you grab it, the thing's got a number of little spider-like appendages, little legs on either side. There's at least 10 on this thing moving around.
Can I crush it?
As you grab it, the legs start coming around and touching your arm, but you crunch down and this goo seeps out of it. This goo starts seeping out of it and dripping onto the ground.
All the time I'm muttering the words of the Luxon, the prayer still.
Yeah.
Calm.
And this thing starts crushing down, or like squishing away. Kit and Essie, you're fighting with each other, and you both see this thing happening.
Kit, I'm telling you that it's in you now. You gotta let me have my stuff, all right?
Kit, as Essie's focused on you, you're seeing Saleus do this with this weird little thing.
What is that?
It is a parasite.
Oh.
It is hellish.
Is it dead?
It will be.
You've got the thing and it seems pretty crushed. What do you want to do with it?
Burn it with fire.
Let me see, what can I do with it?
Just a question for the DM. I don't feel any different other than like just a headache and
the headache and some severe disorientation. You do feel something's wrong, and you feel some real revulsion looking at this body and this thing, but like that seems pretty natural to you.
Normal, yeah.
I'm gonna look over at Calamity. I'm gonna be like, get your fire ready. And I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna throw it to the ground.
Careful, the fire didn't seem too effective against the oozes upstairs.
As you throw it to the ground, Calamity like raises out her hands in flames, and she begins walking over to the figure, and you can see where it is on the ground. It begins to bubble and twist, and it starts growing. It starts growing. Calamity runs over, gets ready to shoot fire at it, and we'll find out what happens next time.
Oh,
Episode 14.
don't
of
do
Best
that.
Left Buried.
Oh,
Nice.
man. That was intense.
Thank you,
Alright,
sir.
folks.
May I have another?
Folks, really appreciate you all. Really appreciate you all watching. Cast, I appreciate your incredible performance tonight. This was a lot of fun to see you all go through this, and we'll find out more of what's going on next Saturday from 1 to 4 Central Time. Same Twitch time, same Twitch channel. Yeah, join us here. Join our Discord. Press the little buttons, and we'll see you later. Okay.
Bye.